Yo, 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 what's going on? Nice. How we doing? We should be good. Yo, 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 what's going on? You there, Sals? Or have I got you muted?
Yeah, I'm here. There you go.
Excellent, dude.
I can
Excellent.
hear a bit of a feedback there. You got the
Sorry, that's I've got the stream on here in case I'm missing any messages. I got it on. How is everyone? Welcome to the VR link. Quite a few things we wanted to talk about today. Unfortunately, I'll just start straight away. Nat from the 7 Degrees Gaming can't be with us. He's having a bit of an issue with YouTube at the moment regarding a live stream he did. They're not strictly telling him what he's done wrong, which probably makes it all the more frustrating. But he is in the chat, and I'll, just you gotta love him. He's got the best beard out of all of us, and I wish he was with us, man.
yeah. I'm feeling underbearded in comparison.
I thought he was gonna leave it, dude. I thought he was just gonna let it go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, rinse-wind it.
So if anyone could let us know on the sound whether one of us is too quiet or one of us is too loud, that'd be pretty awesome. So let's look at. Let me go through some of the other bits first. I wanted to talk about, funny enough, the 3dRudder quickly,
Yep.
because it's due out Monday. Like I think tomorrow or Monday, where Taz is now, is
EU.
like the official release date for it. So, who we got in the chat anyway? We've got Hypnotoad, Tasnik, Boy Brown. How's it all going? It sounds very good. Thank you ever so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Tasnik. We've got Stefan. Who did we have off face? Someone from Facebook joined. He said smoke if you got them. Chris Bentecourt. Nice. Excellent stuff. So, hello Fez. That's been a naughty boy. So, I'm going to hand over to you, Salsa, because I was actually luckily enough given one by the people at 3dRudder. As someone who hasn't got one currently, which I found out before the stream, why not? And what's stopping you investing in a 3dRudder? Because they're available on PC as well.
Yeah, they are available on PC. For myself, it's sort of like I think there's enough on the PC side in terms of what I deal with the motion. I've got that many different controllers at the moment that I feel that I have enough, and that that particular controller for me isn't for me on the PC side. If I was playing more PSVR exclusive titles, then yeah, I can see a bit more of it. If I had other locomotive needs, if I had like accessibility needs, I see that as a really good thing for it as well. But for the types of games that I play at most on PC, I'm good with using room scale tracking. I've got thumbsticks, so they already help out a lot. For PSVR, anything that uses like dual wielding, I can see more of a case for it. I mean, anybody who's on PSVR and doing like Skyrim, for example, using something like that will get you around a lot easier. Different things like that. There's a lot of games coming for this for PSVR.
So that's another thing I was going to say, man. Like, it is mega supported. Like, there's a lot of games. I've not really heard of a peripheral, I don't think, coming out the gate with so many. Like, if it was, I think it's up to. I think they're saying there's going to be like 50 or 60 games.
I mean, let's list off a couple that are right there at the moment. So, what have we got?
Well, I've played Beat Blaster, Red Matter, Honor and Duty.
Yeah.
You're right, Nut Tucker. Oh God.
Honor and Duty could be a good one as well. I do play with an aim and move controller in Honor and Duty.
So that's the problem, right? If you've got the aim controller in the game using aim controller, it's a hard thing to use, because if you take away the fact that, as you said, accessibility comes into it, Yeah, there is a reason for that. There is some people can't because you can't stand and use it. So to be sitting down, if you're someone who needs that and you're seated, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fortnite is. I mean, that's massive. But yeah, there's certain games in it. If they use the move controllers, I think works really well. For me, so far, the top of the tree is actually Beat Blaster because it genuinely felt like I was on like a hoverboard.
Yeah.
With the move controllers, do you know what I mean? It felt really good like that.
Cool.
So yeah,
I can see something like that really working well.
it did work well.
Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2, I think, would be really, really good with the.
So red matter at the bottom of the screen that worked really well. I actually really enjoyed that with that. But then it seems to change from game to game as well. Do you know what I'm saying? The rudder is overpriced. That's the other thing. It is quite expensive. There's no getting around that. It is, and I think it's a lot more expensive than what it is on the PC side. I think the PC version is
cheaper.
Is 50 or 60, 70 quid, something like that.
Yeah.
If anyone could get... Hello, Memchem. Our joystick. If anyone could confirm that, that'd be cool. But I didn't really... Yeah. I don't know whether that's because it's Sony like patented or something. I don't know whether that's come into the price thing at all.
I think there is, but there is also extra bits that come with the PS4 version 1, I believe, as well.
Oh, you got the gripper, not the ground gripper, but you got the grips for the shoes that come up.
Yeah, you got for the shoes. That's included. That's not included in the PC version, I don't think.
Yeah, that's an accessory, isn't it? You can buy, I think, too.
Yeah.
See, I actually thought... I was surprised it didn't have them when I read about it because they're quite essential, if you know what I mean. They feel like something you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so...
That twisting motion part to help you grip that way, isn't it?
Yeah, and the other thing was I used something called a ground gripper, which is like a prototype they sent me. And I absolutely love it. And one of the guys is in the chat, and he basically said he doesn't know if it's going to be like a retail thing. It's very heavy. I don't know what the price would be. I don't know because I love using the ground gripper with it. I think it's fantastic. It makes even more sense in certain games. So yeah, and the other thing was in our little tuber chat was chatting away. We had some people say that they experience like a dead area sometimes. When I used because recently Immortal Legacy was updated fantastically. Yep. It needed all those. I mean, for me, I thought the game was so much better with the new control options for the moves. The last thing I think you need to do is when you play a VR game is try and figure out how to control it.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking constantly. I know we had to, obviously, Skyrim is a big one. And we're so used to the Skyrim type controls on moves. But actually having that physicality, I do agree that having that physicality there is a good one. Though you do have to watch out with the gaming chairs because if you can be using move controllers and this, I think you have to make sure you have a chair without the arms on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're slicing and all that sort of business.
You're slicing and dicing and things like that. And there was a problem in Star Trek, Ubisoft, where they had controls down at the side of the chairs.
Yeah.
And if you had, these things here, your arms.
Yeah. I know you're talking about these things here.
Yeah. You couldn't get to the controls. So if you are going to invest in rudder, I would say make sure also that you've got a chair that is armless.
What about? I mean, to me, I just drop mine. But when I'm playing Star Trek, I'm usually the captain, so this actually works out quite well. I feel like I'm in the captain's chair.
I thought that, but I still had problems where I had to put my hand down below where the armrest was.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a different things there. So
Quick shout out to we've got Boy Brown, we've got the VR Realm. Paul, how's it going, man? You all right?
Hey, we've got Deej as well.
Sunny in VR. I think I already said hello to Sunny and the Nut Tucker. DJ, Zangjay. Yeah, thank you all for joining. So you're a hard pass for the 3D rudder, as far as I can see.
I'm a hard pass because I've got a lot more on the PC side, and I've got a lot of stuff already. So I'm okay with going. Okay, I'll sit that one out.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a weird one for me because a lot of the games I've live streamed it. I haven't pre-tested as such. I don't think I've ever used a rudder offline, which is part of the thing I do with my channel. I like to do everything in front of people, if you know what I'm saying. And it kind of makes sense on some games more so than others. And that's the bit I'm. It's a struggle to, if you haven't got an accessibility issue, like a bad back or something like that. Um, it's a weird one. It's very subjective. I think this is a very subjective controlling
Yeah,
method.
yeah, it is. You'll have people that will argue. I mean, a lot of the time when it's a stand-up game, I normally stand up. And there are times where, of course, I'm going to go, actually, I just feel like sitting down. There are a lot of games where people would argue with me and say, oh, well, you've got the aim controller there. It's a standing game. You should be standing. But I do also sometimes find tracking-wise, I get the best tracking while I'm sitting down with the aim controller.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, things like that. But it's again the case of if you're more of a sit-down player anyway, because not everybody wants to be on their feet after they come back from work or whatever. They sit down, but you still have a game that has full locomotion and they're enjoying that.
Yeah.
But an easier way of controlling it that's going to feel slightly more natural.
So this is
And
one of the things that the developers of the 3dRudder said. He actually said to me they did like a survey to find out VR gamers what they want to do, how they want to play, and the majority want to play seated. And I get that. Like when I do my 24-hour charity stream coming up, damn straight I'm going to want to sit down now and again. There's no two ways about it. You know, I would not want to stand for that whole 24-hour period. I don't think I could. So, well, I could, but I wouldn't. I'd be aching. But yeah. So, yeah, it's so subjective, the rudder. I wish I could come up with a real solid answer. I think as a review of it, if you said to yourself, is it actually any good? Does it work as it should do as intended? I would say yes. From watching like the trailer below and using it, this does it justice. Like this looks like what it feels like. Do you know what I'm saying? But
you feel a bit more immersed in the presence of it.
yeah, and the other thing was, like I said to the developers when I was talking to them, I said to them like, how do you feel? What would happen if the moves got joysticks? What would happen then? Because I mean, would it have appeared anyway? I mean, but it appeared on PC VR, and you've always had them, and it's never been an issue. And like, if you ask Paul from the VR realm, he's very happy with he loves the rudder.
Yeah, on Oculus you've had thumbsticks. On
5 you haven't. Yeah, sorry.
5 you have trackpads, and the trackpads are awful.
I just don't like even looking at those Vive controllers.
The 5 ones are not good. Of course, they're getting replaced. The early versions of the index controller, the Knuckles, didn't have the thumb stick either. It was version 3 where the thumbstick actually came along. No, version 2.
Yeah.
Version where the thumbstick came along, because people were going, trackpad. No, it's still a trackpad and it's still a pain in the backside. Give us thumbsticks.
Yeah.
So Valve listened on that, but Vive controller ones are just, they feel clunky.
Okay, so that's a bit of a 3dRudder discussion there. And yeah, Boy Brown saying the price is a fact. The price on the PSVR is a major factor, and it is. It is a major factor. I mean, when I heard about the 3dRudder, I was thinking. Obviously, I come up PCVR one £70, and I thought that ain't bad. Do you know what I mean? That's not bad at all. You break the £100 mark. It's
it gets like that's serious money compared to your system value, especially it's half the price of a headset now. Headset plus games.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I was in game yesterday, which is a shop in the UK if you're from America. Game, and
Oh, okay, same game and GameStop are kind of equivalents.
Oh, okay. Well, they had the PlayStation VR £209 pack on display, and I'll tell you what, man, it's incredible. Like there was a guy, I can't help myself. He was standing there looking at it, and I was like, "Dude, are you looking at that pack?" And he went, "Yeah, I am." He said, "But what is that?" And he pointed at the aim controller. He went, "What's that for?" He said, It looks good, but I can't figure out what it's for." And I was like, "Okay, we can." Yeah, like it looks like a gun, but there's obviously more than that going on with the aim controller. Obviously, like on the, you got the joysticks, and he might not know that you haven't got thumbsticks on the moves.
Oops.
So there's a lot to be considered there. But for £210, I think you get 7 games, 7 of the best games, all high quality games. It's incredible. It is incredible. I was telling a guy about it today at the gym. I just can't stop like talking about it. It's pretty mental.
Yeah, yeah. Ron was just bringing up something about that he uses his rudder a lot, and he was wondering how it would work with the index and the knuckles as well, because that's got hand tracking.
Yeah.
So that's another weird one. I mean, because obviously index and stuff, you've got thumbsticks there. You're going to have room scale tracking as well.
Yeah.
And it's an odd one, but I mean, also Realm also likes his what do you call it? The Trinus type of VR stuff, where he's got some older games that he's put into VR as well.
Not
So
Vorpex.
Vorpex. Sorry,
Yeah.
where he's used Vorpex as well. So I wonder how the rudder works with some of those, but we'd have to ask the VR Realm a bit on that one. But yeah. It does have a number of things that I think, not bad. Okay, yeah, I
Cool.
think awesome.
Excellent.
We
The other thing I wanted to talk about was Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth, yeah, cool.
So I don't know on your stream whether you had the same comments or things on Discord sent to me. One of the biggest things I've noticed, because Blood and Truth for me, if I'd have seen Blood and Truth, I'd have bought it.
Yeah.
The gameplay, to be honest, like the trailers and all that, it just looks fantastic. But as soon as someone sees some gameplay, obviously the stream, your stream, my stream, whoever. Daniel Brothers, I think Borderlands 2 is absolutely fantastic. Have you got an aim controller? And if you have, make sure you try and use it with it. It's absolutely fantastic. The one comment is they don't like the locomotion. They don't like they see it.
Yeah.
And they think like, oh, it's teleportation again. We spoke about this, so you tell me your spin on it.
No, I think this works really well. I know Nat is of a different thing. So I had a big conversation with Nat before last week's stream about Blood and Truth as well. And for me, it's what I would call point to point. Yeah. Now, obviously, point to point had a really bad reception on another game, which is Bravo Team.
Yeah.
But that's because it locked you into not doing anything. When you do point to point, because I do think this is still point to point, you click that button to move. You either look to a space to move, or you press one of the left or right buttons on the move controllers, and you'll slide across, and you can still get your guns out. You're still shooting at the same time. You're still moving around, looking, and you're still in the action.
Yeah. And
that was a big difference for me, because I played Blood and Truth as this is, it's sort of like from the old video games when they first got brought video into video games, and you had like Night Trap and things like that. And they said,
I remember Night Trap, man, and Road Avenger. Do you remember that?
Road Avenger, yeah.
Yeah, that was like being in a manga. That was, or an anime. That was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing with those is they'd say it's, like being in the film or being in the animation.
Yeah.
Blood Truth, I looked at as this is a straight up, it says at the beginning you've got like cinema mode where it's not going to be too hard. which is what I played in my first stream because I was like, I know how this is going to go. If I go normal, I'm going to get stuck on one bit.
Oh,
And
what are you like?
because I've done it in the past where I've gone, okay, yeah, you guys are saying normal. I'll push normal. I'll crack on. I'll get as far as I can. And it was like, no, damn it, I'm getting stuck on one bit of the game.
Yeah.
So I did cinema mode, and I went right because I know there's the narrative behind here.
Yeah.
This worked like an interactive film, a good interactive film. The first thing where I can say this is a truly interactive filmic experience. It felt like being at the it felt like being at the movies while being in the movie.
Yeah.
And I found that system worked if you had that mindset. If you want an actual full FPS, thing, then it doesn't. But for me, I wanted the story, I wanted that progression, I wanted it to feel like an action film that was, got you in there.
Yeah, man.
And it worked as that. But, it's one of those movement systems. It's one of many movement systems that we're coming across because this is all new territory.
Yeah, and I think with the moves as well, they've had to make something to adapt. They've had to make something that I hate to go back to it, but as I said, me and Nat played it. I don't know if you played it before this. The trailers.
I stayed away from the demos at the conventions.
Oh right, okay. Funny enough, the trailer at the time made it look like there was free locomotion. That was the thing, right? And at the time, Bravo Team was still a sting. Do you know what I mean? People were still, oh man, I hate all that point and click stuff. And then I remember sitting down playing it. I was thinking, geez, this is blurry, And the ammo system at the time didn't make any sense because you're picking up ammo, but there was no ammo counter. I don't think there is now.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever run out of ammo.
You don't have an ammo counter in real life.
No, but I don't think I ever run out of ammo.
Oh, I did.
With a gun. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't remember.
But it is a film. They give you extra bullets. I actually, in my stream, went and counted out how many bullets was in the handgun.
What? And then you had no more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I emptied the entire thing out so the clip would stay back.
Yeah.
And I think there's it was a 15 clip gun or something like that.
Oh, right, cool. There was never a gun I picked up that I couldn't use anymore. That's what I mean. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Not like I know what you're saying. It's not like it was unlimited ammo, but not in the gun itself. Yeah, it needed reloading and all the rest of it. Yeah, I get that. But you're picking up ammo, but I never really understood why, because I don't remember ever thinking, I've only got so many shotguns.
That's because I probably have done. Because we did constantly, but I think it's maybe to do with easy modes and stuff like that.
Well, that's what DJ's saying in the chat. He said the hardcore mode might be something to do with that. There might be an actual, make your shots count.
Exactly. What about the grenade launcher thing? Did that? Because I ran out of ammo for that. I had to throw it away.
I can't remember.
The big boy. I'm going to blow everything up just by looking and pulling a trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that only had the ammo that was in the gun.
I think you're right. You don't pick up ammo for it. Yeah, I think you're right.
So that one is a definite... they didn't give you the unlimited on that. I mean, to be fair, that would be serious god cheap mode.
Just carnage. Yeah, without a doubt. But on the whole, though, dude, I was blown away by Blood and Truth. And genuinely, sometimes I'm playing a game and I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'm like, I've had enough now. Do you know what I mean? Like you do normally. Like most people play a game for a couple of hours. And I know some people like Durban Brownie was saying, who's just finished this today. I know some people who played it in episodes. You know what I mean? They played a bit and they went away. But for me, it felt like you were saying earlier, like I was part of a film and I was smashing it and it was amazing. At the time, when I come off, I was like, that is the best game I've ever played on PlayStation VR.
Yeah, 7 degrees there. That making a good point there of there's no disputing the reach of Blood and Truth. It's been covered big time beyond the usual suspects, and that's very true as well. I do think that as
do you mean by advertising, like in the cinema, and do you mean like that? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, but it's also people that aren't normally seen playing video games or VR games.
Okay.
Have taken that up, and you've had bits in like your Twitter feeds of other different people that are not VR based, giving opinions, and celebrities, as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good case of a load of those different things there, but it's
there's Mark. So Mark Lintott. He's one of the guys who helped create. I can't remember his job title, but he's to do with London Studios.
Oh yeah.
In the chat, and so that's pretty cool, man. I feel like I've got a bit of a celeb in the chat.
Yes. Hello, Mark. Yeah, I did. Go check out the stream if you haven't. I think you saw a bit. I think you saw a bit of mine as well.
As far as I know, he did check out a lot of people's streams. Do you know what I mean? As you would do. Imagine if you made a game.
Well, I saw his Twitter as well. Technical director. There you go. Thank you, Taz Nick. We're relying on our fellow representatives of New Zealand there.
Thank you. The only one. He's the only one. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, but it was amazing. So it was. I thought Blood and Truth was absolutely fantastic, and I'm pretty sure that if I ever do a top 10, which is due very soon for PSVR, it's going to be in number 1 and number 2. I'm pretty sure. You know, because I don't just do it on how I feel. I think whenever I make a top 10, it's games you want.
It did get to number 1, didn't it? Physical sales.
Yeah. On over PlayStation VR games, like
it was. Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's number 1 physical for UK, Europe. Don't know where else.
I like the way you separate us from Europe.
I don't. But
I'm only messing. I would say the same thing. I'd have said the same thing. I would have said UK, Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, they do count the sales out differently on different parts there, but that's some big side of stuff. But it's also a case of this shows where film can go, because I mean there's been a lot. Oh, thanks, Robin, for that.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Good to see you. How are you?
Good. It's a case of you've had a lot of discussion in the past for many years about how films are coming into the video game market. And this is an example of another example of VR, and I think it's especially a good case for VR, where VR narratives and other stuff like that has basically come in and said, this is where filmmaking should go. This is a future for narrative-driven filmmaking, Hollywood, all of that business. This is where the video games market for that can go from. Yeah, which is a good different. I think it's a good bit different. Narrative means a lot. Like, Travis Saves the Universe. Yeah, it's laugh out funny. It's another one where it's a little bit different. The gameplay is not exactly.
It's also clever. It's also very clever. Like that first bit right at the beginning, where it's teaching you how to get the camera to follow him, and it smacks him in the face. Like, it's just little things like that. There's a lot of effort put into it.
Oh yeah, I've been watching other people's streams. I haven't played that one yet.
Oh, have you not? Yeah, I've got heart. I think I think I've done like probably 20-30% of it, and I need to play more. I just haven't had time. So, thank you, DJ. Cheers, dude. Thank you I did see the notification, but obviously I can't check it at the moment. But thank you ever so much. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you, and thank you for everyone joining the stream. You make it all worth it, or otherwise it'd just be me and Salsa talking geeky stuff.
we was going to go on to more with the movement options as well, weren't we?
Well, the other thing I wanted to say about Blood and Truth is like when we was playing it before, there was no way of going backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, why can't you go backwards? But it's weird. When I played the game, it all made sense. I didn't question it. And even when I watched my own gameplay later on, just by answering comments, I was even thinking, God, this game looks good. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just looks fantastic on the stream, and the graphical fidelity of that game from the PlayStation is. I mean, I haven't got an OG PS4, and I must find someone who's.
Well, I've got an OG. I've got an OG one sitting there.
And that's what you play Blood and Truth on.
No, I play on. I've got the Pro there, and I've got an OG sitting there, so that I can do comparisons.
Do it. I want to see it.
I haven't done the comparison on that because I know as soon as I start playing that, I'll have to play it through again twice.
A 5-hour comparison video.
Well, I'll need to record the footage off of the OG.
Yeah.
Then I need to record a separate footage again on the PS4 as well.
Just do 15 minutes. That'd be perfect. I'd love to see it. Because it's just it is incredible.
I'll go the full. I'll go the full 4 or 5 hours straight again on both.
Yeah, man. Anyway, you said about movement systems and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, we're going on about movement systems there, and I know you're saying a bit before the stream about teleportation and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure where you're going to go on that one as well, but I don't know. You played, like, say, the update to Telefrag?
I haven't, no, but I remember messaging on his Discord and said, like, I like the game, but it needed that. It needed just standard movement.
Like motion, yeah.
Yeah.
Smooth. And it's an odd thing, actually, and, you know, because it's a different distinction then again. We can take in Blood and Truth, where I call it point to point.
Yeah.
You got Bravo Team, which they called point to point, which was really point at a point, be taken out of the point, watch you move to the point, and then back in the point.
That broke Bravo Team's immersion straight away, because one of the things when I play certain games, immersion is everything. You know, hello Max, how you doing? And in VR, you can't do enough of it. You know, if you want to interact with a character, don't type. If you can just get away with a nod, like Trover, isn't it? Trover makes you nod. That's great, because you're not leaving the game. And if you're playing a game in first person, you need to try and remain that person as long as possible. And yeah, Blood and Truth was pretty, it was a really bad decision they made on that one to do that. And the other thing is as well, you're getting shot while moving. That was so dumb, really. But I actually liked Bravo Team, especially on co-op. I thought it was really good.
But yeah, it's an odd thing. It's the immersion. If you pulled out of immersion, that does have a big thing with VR. The other thing, obviously, is there's degrees of motion sickness around everything as well that has to be taken into account.
Of course.
There's some people who are more susceptible than others. Yeah. They're less susceptible. I know that from watching like any dev talks and stuff like this, that with Blood and Truth and many others, they've done a lot of work on making this work as a thing. There's whole sets of things where people will just think, well, that's got to be easy. You just move through as you move in real life. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that can get different triggers just by being close to walls and turning in different ways in close spaces and things like this that do trigger people in funny ways. And speed of turning around walls, like that chase sequence in the casino.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got corridor going down hotel corridors, bum 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 bum, round corners, bum dum dum dum, all of this stuff happening all at once, and it felt really, really unbelievably comfortable and natural.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. which is an achievement. I've had some things where it's where just being close to a wall can feel uncomfortable in VR sometimes.
Mate, Five Nights at Freddy's being in like a bloody air duct. That's uncomfortable. Someone just put. I've just Hypnotoad. He has put. I love both my PSVR and Quest, but I've noticed the lenses don't steam up on the Quest like they do on PSVR. Something to do with the fan, I presume. I don't know if the fan's got anything to do with it, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know why it doesn't steam up because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it because it's? I mean, it's not. You can't say it's more closed into the face because they both have to be. I'd say there's even more of a light gap on the PlayStation. If you took away those flaps on your nose, there'd be a bigger gap.
Do you turn on your headset like 10 minutes before you play?
What one?
PSVR.
Nope. No.
I always turn on my. I hardly ever get any steam up.
Oh, you're going to say about climatization?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turn it on.
Okay. I don't really get. I'll be honest with you. I don't really get it. I've definitely had it, but it's very rare. Like I remember certain people saying to me, like it was quite something they were really actually quite upset about. You know, a couple of comments said to me, "What do I do to stop it?" Unfortunately, I don't really suffer from it, so I've never had to make something or invent a way of getting rid of it.
On Quest, I have managed to steam up playing Dance Central.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Testing out the VR cover things at the moment to see what I find comfortable or not.
Okay.
And,
I'm really interested to hear that because I seem to be one of the only people that didn't recommend it.
I'm okay at the moment. I know what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying about the seam. Because you're saying the seam felt. Was it you that said the seam felt uncomfortable?
Yeah. Do you know what? If I moved it around, it basically, at the end of the day, like even now, I can put my Oculus Rift on, which I've never took off the VR cover that I got with that I use for it, and it's fantastic. Love it. I absolutely love it. No issues at all.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I actually think the Quest original faceplate done such a bloody good job. I couldn't then go like that. The covers for me made more sense if you get them right and you get that little hook round and you get it all nice and tight. Like that to me done the job because also you can share it. Like I know some people they don't want to put a faceplate on that someone else has had on and stuff like that, for example. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, everyone else I watched, they were like, "Yeah, I recommend it," and they were recommending as well that the glasses thing fits in it, and I couldn't get mine to fit on it.
Yeah, the glasses thing. I use the glasses thing on mine.
What, on the VR cover faceplate?
Yeah,
mine would not fit. And when I spoke to Mike, VR Oasis, he was like, someone said like maybe I got a prototype. I don't know, but it didn't fit.
It fit on mine.
I tried, dude. I tried it even on the review. In the video, I'm going.
Yeah.
No. As on the Quest, obviously, it's click, it's done. Like there's no problems, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, it fit fine on mine. One thing I did because you had that comment about the seams. I've gone at the moment. I'm still using the thicker pad one.
Yeah.
And one thing I did make sure of when I was putting it in is that I made sure the steams was actually closer to the body of the frame.
Yeah.
So that I made sure that went down into the body of the frame. So, bacon, beardy control. I like it.
It's the Danish one.
It's a Danish bacon. It's a Danish bacon beardy control. Great. Now I made sure that the that seam was actually pushed down. It didn't come forward too much because I do have to say if you're not careful about how you Velcro it on straight away, then and where you position the headset, then you could feel it.
Dude, I wasn't even making it up. I think I used that between 8 and 10 hours. And I must have readjusted it. I can't even guess how many times. I used it for like half hour and I was like, this ain't right. And I had a massive line here. And I was like, right, no, change that. Put something else on, change it around. And it's like, oh, it's not too bad. And then after like half hour, I was like, this doesn't feel comfortable. And that was the problem. I wanted to wear it for as long as possible because I'm not going to name any names, but I noticed some people were getting them and doing a review the same day, almost. And I was thinking, how can you do that? Like, you've got to live with it.
I live it.
Yeah, you have.
You got to sweat the sweat in it.
I just wanted to, end of the day, like, to be honest, man, I'm maybe a bit lazy, but once I put the new one in, I don't want to take it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to leave it done. And, so I've still got the VR cover on that one with the original faceplate, which is what I recommended after review. So,
well, for me, I didn't like the original one so much.
Okay. Yeah, you're not the only person, and I think that's why VR covers obviously.
I'm finding the VR cover better. I'm still on the thicker one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the thinner one out because obviously I was used to. I thought I'd try something different because my main Oculus, where I've got the VR cover on there, I thought that was nice and comfy with the thinner type of one.
Yeah.
But I'll try the thicker one out.
Yeah, I like the thin one on the Rift VR cover. Yeah. I didn't like the thick one. Yeah, dude, and as I said in the review, it's subjective. It's I can only report what I found. You know what I mean? And in a way, it's a shame because I know so many people were like, "Oh, the Quest is front heavy," and then we all let's go on about how to put it on right. But yeah, it was just it was one of those things. You are Drew. It was one of those things, man. I didn't. What the hell is that? What's Nat said?
It's because of game.
Oh, that's why he's not on the chat.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's why he's not here live because he would be in a compromised position.
He hasn't paid his bill. That's what it is.
It would not get him. That would definitely get him more of a ban.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would get a lot of ban.
So let's dive into some. I mean, obviously because of time, we can't go through. I'm actually going to start off with maybe a bit of a controversial one, I guess. First Contact Entertainment, Solaris. Have you seen that one yet, Salsa? There's no gameplay, to be fair. It was just an announcement trailer. That's all it was. But yeah, these guys were coming out.
Off-world combat.
I can't remember. Sorry, what was that?
Solaris Off-World Combat.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, the you're talking about what do you call it?
Firewall developers.
Yeah. Where they've just gone. Well, here's blah blah blah. We're making this game, and then. Okay, that's great. That's the text logo. What?
It was a little bit funny, and I think when I read about some of it, a lot of people seemed not too happy about the fact that it was quite bad timing, really, with Firewall being the way it was. And I think that's all it would have been. I don't know. I mean, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring it up. Do you think it was the bad timing, or do you think it hasn't got PlayStation VR written at the end of it? I don't know, because at the same time, like, they're writing from the studio that brought you Firewall. PC players might be like, what's that? Like, I haven't used that before. I haven't played it. It doesn't really mean anything. What do you think? You know, and I knew it was going to happen anyway, because I'm sure there's some people out there like myself, DJ, and others. We support. Well, I support First Contact. I think that game they've done is absolutely fantastic. I think Firewall's brilliant, and it's brought communities together, which is what I'm all about. I love all that. What's it? Hess Barber. He actually wore a Quest for a couple of seconds in the background of one of the live streams. It's like a hint. Do you know what I mean? So I knew that this was going to be happening.
Yeah. I mean, this is also it's got Oculus Quest and Oculus Rift S.
Yeah.
So Oculus exclusive, maybe.
No, I mean he just says Oculus Quest, Oculus. I mean, yeah. I mean, will it then come down to PlayStation? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's a case of what is there going to be on there?
Yeah.
Because all it is literally, here is the title of something. We know it's going to be off-world, so that's obviously sci-fi.
I mean, to bring it up in a thing, right? If I was purely PlayStation now, I'd be thinking, hold up a minute. Like, I've supported you personally. Why is that game not coming to PlayStation? You know, and I've read these comments and I've seen some of this, and they haven't burned the Oculus players like they have the PSVR players with firewall, so they can jump into that market without any bad feelings. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Development teams work on multiple projects. I thought Solaris had already been confirmed as coming to PSVR. Oh, there you go. So, I mean, I haven't heard he's coming to PSVR, but yeah, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. As Lightsouse are a multiple VR user because we're just greedy and we love it. It's cool. I'm like, sweet. Personally, I'm really happy.
Yeah. I especially if there's crossplay involved in these things, you know, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially in the early years of, you know, we're still within the first wave of VR.
Yeah.
I know we've got, you know, the Quest is looking stable, as if we put the Quest in the form of a console,
which I think it is. Personally.
Yeah, I personally list it as a console until I can actually hook it up with the cable and play it as a tethered headset as well, because it's compromised if you try to play PC games over your home networking. It's not, you know, the streaming side of it doesn't quite work as well.
Yeah.
So until that happens, I still see it as a console. But that means that it was the highest selling games console on Amazon for the US and the highest selling console on Amazon for the UK.
That's mad. Like, I remember seeing it and I was thinking, that's insane. Like,
it was selling more units than Switch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it's the biggest selling games console, it'd be selling more than PS4.
Well, yeah, it was.
Which, no, I think if you look at the numbers, PS4 sell. I know it's sort of coming to the end of the cycle, and people are already
to the end of the cycle, so people got it. But you still have a constant number of sales that tends to go on for a VR thing, even on release, to be selling above Nintendo.
Yeah, dude. You know, I mean, and I think so far from reports, I've only seen really 2 negatives from the Quest. Like, people who have used it and gone, nah, that isn't for me. And what I hear from them saying, I actually question whether they even used it properly or for long enough. As I said to you, I class myself as quite a heavy VR user. When I first tried it at CoatSync, I had it on wrong. And I did. I didn't have it on right. And as soon as you get it right, you know you've got it right. You're like, oh yeah, this
you need that headband.
It's got to be underneath, where your head turns back into your neck, man. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be in there. So, right, one of the games the guys are talking about now is Aspire 1. That is coming to PCVR and PSVR, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, exciting times for that as well. Let's put some desktop audio up on this one, some media source. Because this looks pretty
agent. Cool. From this point on, you are Aspire 1
I would have watched this on my screen, obviously, because we've got like whole things.
Cheers, Robin. I've got water. Oh, tell a lie. What's some
deploy this
monkey shoulder
espionage unit on assignment.
This game looks absolutely savage.
So if you were your cell fan, your sneaky assassin type spy, I'm gonna go in there, do this mission type thing. This is where Aspire 1 is. And what headset does it come to? Because I mean, it's coming to Quest.
Without being 100% on it, dude, I couldn't actually tell you. I know I've seen Oculus and PSVR mentioned. I'm quickly check.
And PSVR, okay.
Yeah.
I think
look at that.
Yeah, so Quest as well mentioned in this.
Yeah, so is this coming to VR systems?
It says come to VR systems, okay.
Yeah, coming to VR systems. So it's like, you know what I mean? So let me quickly take a look at this. Aspire 1 video game. I mean, the one thing, like, I think the developers even talk about it being it being something to do with Metal Gear Solid. So did I get the?
Well, it has that vibe. It has that vibe, but it isn't, because it isn't Metal Gear Solid, because we all know that a certain person is working on Death Stranding.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So yeah, without looking into it, I haven't heard if it's coming to Quest.
I have the wrong T-shirt for Death Stranding. It's not so killer at the minute.
Yeah. So I'm on their website now. I'd like to know myself, because it'd be one of those ones at the moment. I'm sort of playing games on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, just to bring it up, Sorrento is one of the ones that I'm really interested to play on PlayStation, because I want to see what Shallot has left in 100% Quest and PSVR. So yeah, there you go. I want to see if all the moves are in there. Do you know what I mean? If they've took the safety wheels off and gone, do a bloody backflip in VR, dude, because it's absolutely insane doing that. And I'm pretty sure when he was on like the developer report we used to do, he did say that. He did say that was going to be the case. It was going to be the full thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. They definitely do want to go whole hog on Sorrento.
Yeah,
for sure. Aspire, again, stealth thing. What we got on their website, Global Lead Awards. So they want to do as you're saying, what they want as their features is the definitive VR stealth experience, grounded in realism, complete single player story, rich in detail, which I think for a stealth thing, single player is important. As much as there are multiplayers and stuff like that out there, and I see the VR realm has just started playing Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, actually.
So, and the other thing I've read about, Aspire 1 is being developed as dedicated single-player VR experience with a design scope of 15 individual story missions and over 100 scenario missions. And you know, and there's environmental short challenges, and it also says
global leaderboards.
Yeah, full freedom of movement. Aspire 1 allows players the freedom to move anywhere within their virtual environment with the development goal of minimising motion sickness. So,
doing the whole climbing up walls and ladder climbs and all this sort of stuff, and and that's coming in with love the fact you can hold up enemies with your voice when you're behind them. So it's like, hey, stick them up, don't move, or you're dead. You know?
Yeah, man. It sounds absolutely fantastic, and I can see why everyone's buzzing about it. I really can. So what we got? It says, Oculus Rift. I still haven't seen anything that says the Quest, but I'm sure if that's saying it is, then it is. So the other one that I wanted to get on, where are we? Where are you? The kayak game. So.
Oh, yeah. End Dreams.
From End Dreams, yeah. So let's turn this bad boy up.
What's the name of that one?
A second, I can't actually remember. Let's set it up a second.
Oh,
Phantom Covert Ops.
There you go. Yeah. I've seen a few things on this. I've seen some Let's Play stuff and early stuff on this. I haven't played it myself, but yeah, I've seen a couple of people who've had some goes at this.
Yeah,
and it does look good. It's interesting gameplay.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I thought personally the insertion method was the kayak, but I've heard the whole game.
Oh, the whole game is
kayak based, and yeah, it looks again another stealth action genre tactical game. Which I think VR handles extremely well.
We haven't seen much of it though. That's the thing, of stealth play as much.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I mean, so there's a lot more action been in the thing. I mean, okay, it's going to be a choice of whether you go, I'm going to play something that's full on stealth, or if I'm going to go and hail bullets against my enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And one of the guys on the team is in our Discord as well. So I'm in constant comms with him about this game. It looks absolutely sick. So yeah, what else we got here? Let's have a look. I was just going to say that. Who said that? Yeah, Stephen. So I was going to say that budget cuts was stealthy, but I've seen some people play it, and they don't always play it very stealthy. No. You know, they're like whack with the knives and all that in their faces. Personally, I played it stealthy, and it's funny you should say that because that was the game I thought of straight away. So fair enough. VR Demon. Happy Father's Day to all the VR loving dads out there. Today is our day. Enjoy some. Yeah, man, you know that. Thank you ever so much, and yeah, happy Father's Day to everyone as well. You're right. Everyone who is out there who's a good dad and puts their children's happiness in front of their own. Have a great day. So let's jump into Abe.
Something else as well.
What's that, dude?
He was sort of like saying, "Here's old. It's all right, dude. I get you. I was there with Unreal Tournament when that first came out as well." And saying, you know, capture the flag on VR and stuff like that as well. But you played Quake 1 on Quest, didn't you?
Yes.
I played Quake 2 on the Rift.
Yeah.
And then I played Quake 2 with the ray tracing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think if you could take an old game like that
and add ray tracing,
add the ray tracing, it would change the scope for VR. I mean, playing that game with ray tracing anyway changes the look of that game completely.
So if anyone wants to see the effect that ray tracing is, which is like a lighting system, Digital Foundry done an excellent video using Metro Exodus as an example.
I would honestly, Quake's better.
Well, I'm just saying that was the video, and personally, when I saw that example, I was like, "Wow, that is a massive visual changer, massive."
You've got an RTX in your system, don't you?
Yes. Is it an NVIDIA thing, ray tracing? Is it NVIDIA only, or is it?
Well, is ray tracing as a thing is not NVIDIA only. Ray tracing's been around for years.
Right.
But path tracing and using in real time in games is very new. But getting an old game like that, which you can download the demo from NVIDIA of Quake 2 RTX. If you own Quake 2 or you have a copy of Quake 2 on your system, you can actually import their render engine and all their textures into that as the full-blown game. I've got the full-blown game. Completely changes the entire game. It's the first game where, Metro Exodus is actually mixed mode.
Right.
It still uses rasterization. Quake 2 is the first time where everything is done that way. And it changed the look of it so much that I would really love to see something like that in the future in VR, because I think that realism of light and shadow really is going to add a lot to the gameplay. Something like covert ops there as well would be amazing. If
I just want to add something, man, to what Robin's just said about the Pong only console. So the first console I remember was kind of made of wood, and it had like two controllers you slid out, because everything to select a game was like a metal rod, small metal rod, and the controllers had like
the dial.
Yeah, like a dial. Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah, I had the same one as well.
What is that? What is that console?
It begins with a Q. You've got two things. You've got there's two consoles that had wood on them. One, of course, is the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
I think, or the a couple of the Ataris.
Yeah.
And there's another one that begins with a Q, which I think is the one that you're meaning, because it basically had on the dial, you had the dial, which was like a silver dial type thing.
Yeah.
And it had numbers below it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it, yeah?
Yeah.
So I had
the
that
one.
Yeah.
All right, so
he's with Q or something.
we're going to let these guys direct it. So Nat, because he's not here, because I'd have brought this up if he was here, we're going to look at Pistol Whip next.
Oh, Pistol Whip.
And we're going to get the media source up, get some audio going. Here we go. This looks incredible. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is a loud trailer.
Yeah, it's going to be a loud game. It's got to be a loud game. But you go in again with audio, visual cues. It's going to be it's like, I think when you see that, I'm like, all right, this is like a mix
so Pistol Whip is this kind of glorious hodgepodge of genres.
Why have I suddenly lost it there?
I don't know, man. Sorry, I was messing around with the bits and OBS. Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, there we go, Robin.
There's the blue beard guy with the blue hair. I forgot about him. He was really interesting. He,
yeah, man. Yeah. They do look characters.
The fact he's wearing the index as well caught my eye straight away. Yeah.
But basically, that game does look absolutely mad, Pistol Whip. Why can't I think of the name of it? It's Tell
me what you said before, man. I'm really sorry. I didn't get what you said.
Super Hot.
Oh, right,
It looks a mix of Super Hot meets Blood and Truth meets Beat Saber.
Yeah, it looks... I think it's even described as that. It's like... It's a mixture of so many different things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's an on-the-rail shooter, but, you know, obviously you got to dodge the bullets out of the way. You got to... I mean, look at this guy. He's all over the place. And I imagine there's going to be like an... I mean, I don't know...
Yeah, Nat pulled it up as well. It's like Super Hot mixed with Beat Saber.
Mixed with John Wick.
John Wick.
Nice.
And Brett. There we go. Hypnotoad. Good call on that. And Intellivision is the one. It wasn't the Q. It's Intellivision.
Right.
Was Soul.
Yeah.
So, ColecoVision as well. Yeah, ColecoVision.
Oh, right.
VR Demon. Good one. Yep. ColecoVision. Had ColecoVision as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that game looked fantastic, and I like the art of it as well. And do we know what systems this one's coming to? Do we know what this one's coming to altogether?
I don't know. I didn't have the confirmation on that one.
No.
Where's my notes gone? I know I should have had it on my notes. After the full population 1.
I wish I had some notes. I was so busy bloody getting all this stuff together today. I couldn't get it all together. So I'm sure if Nat was here, he could help out. No, they don't actually say what it's coming to. They just say, I hope it comes to the Quest. Some people are comparing it to Audica. That's quite interesting.
No, yeah, I get the Audica reference because you got guns.
So it says major VR platforms, which means it could be Rift, Steam VR, PSVR, and possibly the Quest. So, yeah, cheers, boy, Brown. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, so there's no confirmation of the Quest, but it says they want it to come there. Pete Hawkins, how's it going? P to the H. How you doing, man? You all good? Thank you for joining. Thank you to everyone who's joining in the stream today. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, that's another game I'm particularly buzzing for.
Yeah, we got Helix in there.
Hello, Helix. How's it going? I think I went to say hello. And then X Boosty says, Beat Saber for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we're coming back into a rhythm game thing here as well.
Yeah.
So you got Pistol Whip, you got Audica. What's the other one I was playing this week? I need my Steam.
Robin's getting another Quest, so she doesn't have to share hers with her husband. Or you can play together. Like if you get Orbis VR or something, you can play that together. So I mean that'd be pretty sick.
You can. Yeah, you can.
That'd be awesome.
Cats and Cherry did that, didn't they?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, Cats and Cherry did that.
That'd be fantastic.
So yeah. So the other one that I tried and have been looking at making something for is Wave Circles, which I know you played earlier.
I did play Wave Circles, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is it still early access?
I think so. It was only like 2 weeks ago I played it, and it was early access.
Yeah, it feels early access. I mean, it's not fully rounded out yet. I'm trying to make a mixed reality video for it at the moment.
No worries, Helix. Thank you very much. On the phone to get my friends in here. Oh, that's lovely, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. More so than some others of that genre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The music I found was a good selection. This is one of the things that has got a lot of people on a lot of the games that have come out is the music selection.
Yeah.
Keep on getting a lot of the DDRM type, you know.
What is happening to the chat? It's all gone crazy. Who we got there? Sergeant Sprout. And what is going on, man? That's Twitch raided for you.
Yeah, we're getting raided, man.
Sweet as a nut. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah. So that looks cool.
Bring him in.
I want to chuck on Abe, dude. Is that all right?
Yeah, chuck on Abe. Let's go with Abe.
I think that looks cool.
Come back onto the music stuff though, because I think there's a lot there at the moment. But I'd say Wave Circles. How did you feel about the flow in that? Because I felt that was a lot better.
Yeah, man. I thought it was really good. I was overly impressed with that game. By the way, I didn't play it before that live stream. Like literally, apart from editing the video to cut it down, it was one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like I played it, I recorded it, and I really enjoyed it. Only 141 people tonight. It's been quiet. He's a nutter, isn't he? The chat went crazy. Oh man, I do like it. I like being part of live streams on Twitch. All those little like logos and stuff out on there, man. They're really cool. So that's the Helix VR hype logo. It is a pretty sick logo, to be fair.
So, yeah, that's basically getting in the little emotes. So they are like your sub emotes that are coming in.
Yeah.
So obviously we have been raided. We have officially been raided.
Sounds wrong, but also right, if you know what I mean. So here we go.
Yeah.
Let's get this up.
Let us begin.
Hi, I'm Erin, head of content at Hammerhead, an immersive entertainment studio based in the UK. We're excited to announce that we're working on the continuation of Abe, the award-winning 2013 cult film by Rob McClellan.
I'm going to be playing
Abe is a tense psychological horror
the previous
about
game
a
this
robot
week.
who's looking for love in all the wrong places.
You are Taku?
We are creating a multi-format story world, leading with a pioneering location-based VR experience that will be brought to life through state-of-the-art volumetric capture.
This looks awesome.
We're also bringing you a short film and a game release that can be played with or without VR. We're proud to present the first teaser. Take a look.
Which one were you doing there?
This is Abe. It's not called Abe 2, funny enough, but it is the second Abe game.
Yeah.
So, see you later, Sergeant Sprout. Take care.
So, yeah, I just tried a bit of this first one before we came in the stream. Because the first one is like a 6-minute experience.
Oh, okay.
So it's free on the Oculus Store now. And terrifying. It's that same deal of you're strapped to something and something menacing is happening to you.
Yeah.
Maybe this time.
And so it looks really, really freaked out. But have you got to the end of the trailer there?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the deal with the pig?
I don't know. Sorry about that, Ataku. It literally spiked. The sound just spiked on me after the lady stopped speaking. I do apologise about that. Yeah, I did see Nathan's video on Aspire 1, and we have already spoke about it, and yeah, it absolutely looks fantastic. I think he played it at E3. Also, Terrell has got 30 minutes of Lone Echo 2 gameplay. And that comes out in, I know, dude, I know. Lone Echo. Like, if any of you guys who hasn't got PC VR steps into PC VR, Lone Echo is an absolutely mind-blowing experience. And Paradise Decay used to say it all the time. He used to say to me, what? He used to check my channel after I got the Rift, and he'd be like, no Lone Echo. No Lone Echo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I mean, it's literally the first time I ever played Lone Echo.
Yeah.
They go in, you've done the first bits, you climatise the thing, and then it goes, go open up the bridge. I literally went up, opened the bridge up, and you got the blinders on the front windows of the bridge come open.
Yes.
And I literally scrambled up the cockpit and just went boom, face plant straight into the glass, because it stops you at the glass, and just went, oh my god, that's sand.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like you're in orbit around Saturn.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. It is. I can't how incredible it is. It's next level. I have streamed it. If anyone wants to see, I'm sure Sals has done it. I've done it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never actually finished it. I got very close on the stream, but I was just getting so tired in the end. I literally played the whole game, tried to get it from beginning to end, and it beat me.
Did you do it standing up or not? I can't remember. I did see a bit of yours, but did you play it standing up?
Dude, I can't remember. Probably not. I tend to default to sitting down most of the time.
See, it's a very odd one, because especially if you unlock we're going back to movement controls here again as well, actually. If you unlock it as much as you can on the movement controls, what you'll find is different bits, because you're in there free floating. If you kind of end up in these odd things where you're like this, trying to undo something on a ship, and you get into all these odd strange shapes.
Yeah.
And it really, really does make you feel like you're doing this whole weightless thing.
What was the other one? Detached. I think Detached. Detached still smashed it for me. Like that
Detached does some really good stuff.
That's the ultimate space one for me. But yeah, go on.
But Detached doesn't have the body presence.
No, yeah, I know. I do know what you're saying. Yeah, like Lone Echo is a whole different ball game where you're grabbing objects, you're pulling yourself through space. I get that.
If they had the freedom of movement, like where Detached, you can unlock all the controls, and you can be doing that lateral spinning and everything else like that from grabbing something or whatever.
Yeah.
If they let you do that as well in Lone Echo, because Lone Echo, they were trying to be careful with it as well a bit.
Right.
If they let you do that at the same time as having that body presence, it just
absolutely
amazing.
Right, let's step into some Arizona sunshine now.
Update. We're talking the update.
We're talking the DLC.
Yep.
You on mine? How's it going?
You knew what you were getting into. Get inside the dam, reset the control systems, and prove yourself
useful.
Thanks,
Nat, for reminding people, don't forget to like the videos. And of course, if you're watching it back, you can always ask some questions. Maybe we'll pick up some of the questions in later episodes as well, in like comments and stuff.
Yeah, also on the Discord we have a VR link section. If you have any comments you want us to directly, I don't know how popular this is ever going to be, I don't know, but I will try and do every question that comes up, so that's cool. Thank you.
That is a point.
No!
Oh, cool, man. So I really like Arizona. I love the main game. I thought, even though Dead Man's was really cheap, I thought it was a little bit of a letdown, really. What did you think? And what do you think about this? All right, boy, Brand. Listen, I'm gonna cut that down to halfway. I really apologise. I've got these. I can hear it in my headset, and it doesn't sound too bad. But obviously, I've got nothing else to go by. So
we just get a little line that goes across, and sometimes you'll have one video will be quite low, and then one will be really high, and you never know sometimes.
Yeah, and I agree, Nat. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it on the Quest, and I hope when it does come to the Quest, it does feature the DLC already. Because one thing I haven't done is played many multiplayer games on the Quest. And I'm looking forward to trying more, like I've done To the Top. I know Creed is, but I haven't played that yet properly. So yeah, man, I'm just more happy for more content for Arizona, because on the PSVR, if you play with the aim controller, it is incredible. I love it.
I tried. I'm not a big Arizona Sunshine fan. I'll put that out there.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan.
Bye, Robin. Thank you.
You're off, Robin. Take care. Thanks.
She's
Thanks for
off.
the super chat.
She's off.
Yeah, I'm not a big Arizona Sunshine fan.
Right.
I just found sometimes it may have changed. I know there's some updates. I haven't played some of the later updates.
What system have you played it on?
PSVR.
Yeah, so if you played it at launch, it was not good, to be fair.
I waited a little while past launch.
Dude, there was a pro patch on it that
patches.
completely changed the game and the aim controller. And it's weird when I talk about, I used to game with Brian Paul sometimes from PSVR about Parole. It was one of the games that I remember we talking about it, I must admit him. I'm pretty sure it must have been 6 months after Arizona. He was still getting a bit of hate about his review of Arizona, even though the game had been updated and changed, and maybe even the stuff at the time he reviewed it had updated. People are still going, "You're wrong, dude." And I remember when I played Arizona when it came out on the PlayStation VR, because I think on the PC it looked as good as it did in the trailers. Do you know what I mean? It really was that kind of game. And I played it on the PlayStation. I was like, "What is this crap?" Do you know what I mean? I thought it was really bad. I wanted my money back, and it was an expensive game.
Yeah, I held off on it and waited. So I only played it past Popratch and played it first with aim controller.
Oh man, well, and was you a fan or not? I can't remember what you said. Sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm still not a big fan of it.
Have you done it on co-op?
I haven't done it on co-op.
A lot of games I think are better on multiplayer, personally.
Yeah, there are a lot that do that, but sometimes as it happens. Hello. So yeah, it's a lot. I never really kind of got into it. I don't know. There was something with it that, I thought was good and could go the ways, and a lot of people definitely like it. But it wasn't quite there for me. It wasn't just clicking home enough for me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, at the end of the day, there was nothing else really that was like it for me personally in VR anyway, because the one thing I wanted was a zombie shooter. Most of the time, you put the label of a zombie shooter on a game, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So if we're going down a zombie shooter route, are we moving on to another
yes, we are.
a tangent of a zombie shooter here?
Yeah, because this one's also on PSVR and PCVR, which I believe is The Walking Dead.
And this looks scary as.
Yeah,
scary as.
Right, let's get this up.
I think I'm going to be absolutely cacking myself basically over this next one.
Right, let's
see. We're closer with AMC to bring you The Walking Dead on.
Right, hopefully the audio's reasonable.
We're really excited about this title because it allowed us for the first time to bring together all the amazing technology that we built up from past
data, anyone who doesn't know from that,
The
Walking Dead,
locomotion system from Sprint Vector, for the first time bringing
big
them
license,
together in an action
big
experience like no one's seen.
It's going to sell. Name alone.
We get to work with AMC and some of their team writers. We also got to work with some of the amazing.
Thank you, Boy Brown. Cheers, man. Thank you. Without you guys' feedback, it can't be made.
As you're going
Thank
through
you.
the campaign,
Thank you very much.
You'll be able to level up your characters, unlocking new perks. Not only that, each character will have unique, iconic weapons that you've seen in the show, them using time and time again, and you'll be able to experience what it's like to play as those characters fighting off the Walking Dead.
I'm like, so the trailer I've got is the one where you can choke him, he stabs him in the head, he scalps him. It's alpha footage. If it's alpha footage, it looks amazing. And if it's by Servios, you already know that it's going to be top notch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Servios, my
Is that a
introduction.
chainsaw? Oh no, it's a blade. Yeah. Sorry.
Impale and do
I think
all sorts
my
of
introduction to
disgusting, horrible
Servios
things
wasn't
to
the
walkers
best.
as they try to survive through this
Right.
horrifying experience. It will be
But
available at
they
multiple
kept
arcades across
on
the globe, but
and
also
have
retail
kept
for
on
an
and
Oculus
have brought
Rift
out some
and a Vive
amazing
system.
games. And this is one of 2 games really from Servios that's on the E3 watch list.
Yeah.
So it gives you a thing when there's 2 games from the same developer, both of them in VR, one of them being connected to a major TV label like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And this is like so we got, it's a big title. You got the TV link, and what they like to name things, don't they? So you had like their motion system that they named, and the new thing that they're saying is their progressive dismemberment system.
Yeah, and I think the one that you mentioned there was the fluid motion system was the one. So, what's that say? Sorry. Yeah, and that's right. It doesn't get. That's the thing, man. Like, you got people out there who are like, oh no, shooting people is bad, and all, and I get that. Obviously, real life. To me, real life is completely separate to gaming. This is to me like watching a film or something. I don't ever feel like doing anything weird afterwards apart from playing it again. He's saying shooting zombies, like shooting robots as well. I think zombies is like probably the most satisfying thing to kill in the world of killing things. Because, they just want to eat you. There's not even any thought behind it. There's no... Yeah. They're not guilty for what they're doing. They just can't help themselves. They're just going to bite your face off. So, yeah, dude, like... I can't wait to play that.
Just basically. But, yeah. No, it's going to be scary stuff, though. I think they're going to do a really good job. It looks like it from that. I mean, they've learnt a lot, Servios, from... everything they've done. They constantly bring their learning back into
They're evolving all the time, without a doubt.
Yeah, and that one's they're aiming it at both retail location and Oculus and Steam. There wasn't a thing on there about PSVR, was there?
This is PSVR as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it wasn't on the trailer though.
I'll see you later, Dunkey. See you soon. Oh right, yeah, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it wasn't on the trailer, but Servios, we kind of know that generally they try to bring it to everything they can.
Yeah, and I think Sprint Vector is still an absolutely fantastic game. Like, probably doesn't get half as much praise as it deserves. It was VR Mario Kart for me. There was, you know what I mean? It was absolutely fantastic.
Well, I played VR Mario Kart, so
oh, right, cool.
I don't know if I'd call it VR Mario Kart because, you got to swing your arms a lot more than you would in Mario Kart.
Oh, dude, I always have to put
Mario Kart.
I always have to put my shorts on whenever I wanted to play Sprint Vector. Man, I'd strip right down and just put shorts on because I knew I was going to be so hot. Do you know what I mean? Playing that game, it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So, there we go. So, thank you, Nat, very much, because I've got to go through my phone as well. The platforms are not confirmed, but if somebody can put it on a headset, they will, which is what you said, Sousa, as well. So, that's fantastic.
Yeah, because it's Servius. We know what Servius is like in that. They they try to spread that out. I mean, there is a dedicated VR studio, as you can imagine now. I mean, they have got quite a few titles going on, so yeah, they're not shy about it.
No, and I believe that the next one. Let me just check this first of all, just quickly. Is coming to everything as well, and I'm really excited about it. And that is Battle Wake. So
Battle Wake, Servios again. Now,
Servios again, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of things here with Battle Wake, though, where I'm sort of like... We got a couple of other crossover pirate game stuff.
Furious Seas.
Curious Seas. Where I did one of that as well in mixed reality, didn't I? The Curious Seas or
You got Furious Seas.
Furious Seas?
Yeah, I've played
did
that.
Seas.
I loved that game.
Oh, that was so involving. That had recent some updates as well since I played it.
They got multiplayer.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know if they unlocked another bit of the single player as well. I thought. I hope they did, because that was really good, and it did sort of like really ring true nicely. But yeah, Servios look like they're gonna hook into that whole core of feelings. There's something about being on a pirate ship with all the guns blazing and the fierce battle going on around you and the smoke going over the top of the ship, and you just hear the guns rattling off down the sides and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. I think this game looks absolutely fantastic. I really do. Again, I think another feather in the hat, whatever you want to call it, notch on a belt. This is going to be another, before you've even played it or consider getting it, I think you would just get it. Me personally, I would, because of the name as well. The developer name almost comes. Oh, Bow to Blood. Nat has mentioned. That's quite right.
That's a good game as well.
Oh, Hypnoto. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, but I must go. I love these streams. Oh, thank you. The missus has no interest, and our son has flown the nest, and my mates aren't the gamers. It's the only chance I get to discuss. Hypnoto, you are always welcome. Thank you ever so much for considering a place that you want to talk about gaming. So, yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. So, are you going to be getting this one?
Yeah, this one I probably am, because I'm kind of interested to see where the crossover from playing Furious Seas and this game as well in comparison. I mean, this, Servius tend to go a little bit less down the realism side and more towards the sort of cell shade type of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of interested on this one. It looks like a reasonable mix between the two.
Yeah.
But after playing Furious Seas, I'm like, yeah. And there's going to be co-op in this as well, isn't there?
As far as I know, yeah, it's online, yeah. I just, when I saw it, like, my channel, I don't usually just put trailers up. I think they're not, there's no skill in it. Do you know what I mean? It's just cashing, or maybe I'll turn monetization off if I do it like on a whim. But this was one of the games that I saw, and I was like, I'm buzzing for this, and I want other people to see it. So, yeah, this was one of those ones that I chucked up. And, yeah, I mean, they're obviously,
PvP and PvE.
Oh, sweet. Oh, mate, PvP. PvP on a pirate ship. Oh, that is going to be absolutely incredible.
It's
and it's going to work well.
It's one of the things that's missing from, like, Bow to Blood was, I think, co-op definitely works well. PvP. I mean, it was strange that Bow to Blood wasn't PvP as well.
I was going to say that was one of the things when I played it, people kept asking, and when you got to the Cullen, which is where the other players voted you out, which is a great system. Like, that game is actually very clever. Well, like, really.
How many times I threw some bad things at you on a mobile?
Oh, so yeah, that was awful, man. Like, basically, they integrated, like, I think it's only on Android that you could use a code and you could affect someone's gameplay while they're playing it. I thought it was really ahead of its time, and it was doing something no one else was doing at the time. But everyone was saying to me, multiplayer. It looks like it should be multiplayer. And, yeah, I got that. Look at DJ. This would be awesome on the VR. I don't know if I'm being a pirate or a farmer there. I'm not sure.
I don't have... I used to have pirate stuff for with eValkyrie.
Yeah.
So I had full-on pirate hat and eye patch and all that for eValkyrie stuff, because that's pirate as well, but, well, space.
All right, cool. So the next one we got, which I forgot to edit, I can't skip it, we're just going to have to watch it as it goes, and I'll turn the volume up when it gets to the gameplay, is Gollum. And this was one of the videos that I saw. This is from 2017.
Yeah.
And from... Go on.
Didn't they update the one they got? This one is an update, isn't it? Like, it's updated. It's a newer trailer.
Yeah, I watched it, and you get more gameplay from this, and it looks just the same. Like, I actually thought when this come out, it was nearly finished because the combat was there, the graphics were there, it looked completely solid, and yeah, I'll never forget watching this because it really gave me a buzz for Gollum. And I checked out the new trailer, like you're saying, and I was a bit like, I'd get more out of watching. In case no one's ever heard of Gollum, that's the reason I chose this, because I thought this done a better job for me personally of seeing the game. It looked really good. It sounded great. So, I mean, if you're happy, I'm going to turn this up if you want. Let's see what these guys say.
A small game. You can overexpose a little bit. So, you know, we announced the game.
So yeah, basically Gollum was a game that was announced at launch as well on PlayStation VR. So
it's supposed to be a launch title.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So yeah, everyone's still
some footage here, which I'm excited to
in
see.
development
Now this is
2
a game
years
with an
before.
concept, so maybe
I'm
the
not
release
sure
work
what's
is
going
kind of
on.
reintroducing
This must be a very
and just
ambitious
setting up kind of this
game.
universe and what players are going to do in it.
Sure, yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, it's the
a young kid who
the quintessential
gets into
sort of
some trouble and actually gets pretty seriously injured.
what's
And
happening
so,
with
as you can
Gollum
see, in our
thing,
demo,
you know.
you actually start off
It
in
is
bed
like
and you're messed up. And
yeah,
you can't walk.
exactly. That's right. Very
And
first
so,
game announced for
she discovers
PSVR.
that she can,
Wow. I didn't know that.
send forth her
Yeah,
her
it was
thoughts
like I say, it was in
and take over
development
these
2
giant
years before the
stone
PSVR
golems called,
released.
or stone
That's
creatures called
crazy.
golems,
The third,
and,
wow,
use those to
that's
explore.
mad.
So we're seeing a
Yeah,
little bit of this
yeah.
footage
So
right now. What
it
are we
is
seeing?
the
Yeah, so
constant.
this is actually right after
Oh,
the accident that
Gollum's come
where
up
you
again.
injured.
Yeah.
And your
When is it
father,
coming out?
whose name is Scratch, is
Soon.
in the room, and he's kind of explaining to you,
Oh.
you know, how he found you,
Okay.
and what happened. You've been
Right,
conscious
good.
for a while.
Looks great.
But if no if no one's ever
you know,
seen
this is
this,
a game that kind of sounds like
apart
it's
from
set
the frame
in
rate looks a little bit
different
slow in
worlds
places and
in a
stuff.
way.
Yeah.
Set in
I thought it
real
looked
world,
fantastic. Like,
you know?
I was always
And
interested in it because it's
girl, and then
PSVR. To be
also
honest with
set
you,
in
like, I
the
was just like, yeah, I'm gonna play it
world of being a
regardless.
golem.
Before I even started doing streaming, I'd take like 75
Well, you know,
games on
we try not
PSVR. Do you know what I
to,
mean? Like, I used to buy pretty much anything and everything because it was virtual reality. And this game, when I saw it on PSX, I was like, looks fantastic, looks great. You know.
In reality, in VR, that's
So,
you, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure where.
You don't
Hello,
do
Will. How's it
anything to
going?
Kind of break that suspense.
Yeah, it's like that.
Hey,
empty
Will,
festival
how you
What
doing?
approach
you
to Gordon
talking
Freeman
about,
approach,
Willis?
you know, kind of like
I'm,
just don't go there.
yeah, so I'm waiting. I
Dump
would
yourself
wait
into
for
the
some
vessel,
gameplay.
right?
I'm sure there is
Maybe
some.
something
I love, like,
At any
we were talking
moment,
about
there's
before we
just
came out
like.
here is, you know,
I knew I
especially
should have
in
bloody
VR,
cut
but
this
so
video,
much
dude.
of video
I
games
knew I was
we
going
use
to, and
video
I've
games
just
to
forgot. So
explore other worlds,
apologies
and
about
try
that.
out other characters and try out other, you know, environments, and so it's
Yeah.
a really natural inspiration.
And I can't
to take
fast forward
that
it.
and put it into a VR world.
It's
Yeah,
like
when, you know, when we first started on Golem, it was
damn.
Don't sit back
Yeah.
down, you nutter.
right at the very beginning.
He
Of
sat back
when
down. I
VR
want him
was,
upwards.
coming about, and what we really loved
No,
about
'cause I mean,
VR was how it
it's-
just immersed you in this other place. When we
What's
started to play
happening?
around
Yeah, I
with
mean,
how can we,
Perp has got it as well.
allow the
Well,
character
Gollum.
in the game to
Yeah,
experience the
that
exact
it's
same
coming
thing
out on
players
physical
do.
release,
So
but
in
from
the game,
Perp,
she
isn't
actually
it?
puts
So
Wow. So I've met Ray from
eyes,
Perp,
and that's
and
just the
well,
player putting on the headset.
amazingly enough, they sent me that bloody
Oh, very nice.
box.
Yeah.
And she has,
Yeah.
kind of a
Dude, I couldn't believe that. There's only 60 of them or something.
that,
And I was like, bloody hell, Ray Wilmot. And yeah, he's doing so much for virtuality on PlayStation VR, doing all those physical releases. And to be fair, I didn't realise they'd done so many games in 2018. Like, that box is chock-a-block with physical releases. And
yeah,
yeah.
I almost buy the oh, what's the Ghost game one that's recent?
Ghost Giant?
Ghost Giant.
Yeah.
I almost bought the Ultra early edition, like special edition, but then I'm like, I don't have a vinyl record player. I don't have the space, because they actually had like a vinyl, a blue. It's like blue transparent vinyl
Yeah.
record of the soundtrack,
dude.
And had the entire thing signed.
Oh, I can't even get to it. I don't think I've got take my green screen. I haven't got a record player,
but
I got a vinyl. Yeah. My dad gave me for my birthday Transformers vinyl.
Oh yeah, Transformers vinyl.
Yeah, man. So like, yeah, I'm still waiting to get the chance to play it because it's one of those like coloured record ones, you know.
Yeah.
So
if you imagine that blue but transparent, I think.
Yeah. It looked fantastic. I know what you're talking about. It was like greeny blue. It looked amazing.
Yeah. And that was the limited edition. Plus, you actually had the developers. They signed copies of the leaflet for the the inlay.
Yeah.
For the game case.
Yeah. Boy.
Which was like really, really awesome.
Yeah, they're lovely as well. They're lovely people.
I don't have a huge amount of space. I do like some collectibles. I mean, obviously, Moss is one of my favourite games because I just love how the connection happened with. So we've got Moss the T-shirts, we've got Moss the statue.
Yeah.
Which is just so awesome. They sent that out to me.
Yeah.
Because you can't buy this thing.
Yeah. I don't think I was really on the scene at the time when all that was happening. Because I think Dave Station got one. Obviously, you got one.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like I was insanely jealous. I was just like, because I think actually, Polish Paul got a bloody PlayStation to give away from him or something like that. It was crazy. Jason, yeah, man, class film. I'm hoping to get together and watch it with some people in big screen. That's what I want to do.
I need to do that. I mean, we've got the Quest there. Boom, whack up in big screen.
Yeah, I will do. I got it. Well, I'm gonna have to use the PC. I'll be on PC, obviously. I think. But look at this. Look at Gollum, dude. Look at Gollum quickly. Look at this game. I think it looks absolutely great.
It does. I just want to see it actually out. It's the same. It was the same with same but different. It was a same case of with AC7, Ace Combat 7.
Right.
Ace Combat 7 was one of the games where I was sort of like, yes, give me this now, from the start. It was literally a game that was on the box. It was on PlayStation VR box.
Yeah.
It took an extra 2 years for that game to come out.
Yeah.
And it's even longer. This is a real long time for a game. So, Gollum, I'll be pleased to see it. I'll be really pleased to see it. But I'll be like, it's really there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, God help if there's ever a bloody issue on it and people can't play it once they get it. Do you know what I mean? Reddit would just go like light a match.
It would be. They spent how long? It would be that classic sort of like you only had one job, one.
So, 7 Degrees Gaming says Gollum is like cake. It's a lie. I don't understand that, dude. I've consumed vast amounts of cake. It doesn't really do me any favours. I need some more clarification on that comment. And then we got Jason L, who I'm really, really warming to now anyway after the Transformers thing. He's going to be one of my favourites. Just got Ace Combat and the flight stick, and he's not tried it yet. You are in for an incredible experience, I believe.
It is really good. There is nothing like Ace Combat 7 on PSVR. It really is very involving.
What about PC VR? Because I've not played any flight sims, I don't think, really.
There is no arcadey based like Ace Combat 7.
They're all simulators.
They're simulators. Now, what you need is Combat Simulator DSC. Is it DSC DCS?
I'm not sure.
Well, hang on a second.
Oh, hello, Kev. Great. How's it going?
Yeah.
Comes in there for the correction.
Yeah, what you need is DCS.
I've completed Portal 1 and 2, and I didn't know that. Do you know, watching this Gollum thing now, right? I'm wondering whether the gameplay is the problem, because that mechanic at the time, block, you know, parry, counter, all that would have been quite unique and new and special.
But now,
yeah, that actually got me. Only then, like watching it then.
See, the block and parry thing, if you get it feeling right, because it's only in VR games with sword-based or physical-based things, that's still kind of like, you know, it's still a thing where it needs to be done right. I mean, you did a recent game on the Quest.
Swords of Gargantua.
Swords of Gargantua. I was going to look into that one, because that looks like a really good game as well.
Yeah, it does look like a very good game.
That sounded a bit off.
I've had no real urge to play it again. Bear in mind, I played it on the Rift. Yeah.
Okay.
When it was early access, and I thought, I don't know why I'm playing with it. Visually on PCI, it looks outstanding. Yeah, and I was amazed at how well it came over to the Quest. I prefer the gameplay on the Quest. Because of I think the tracking's superb on the Quest anyway, and having that freedom, no wires to worry about. So I played it twice over. I really like it online. I have played it online on me, like offline, or not streamed. But the single player part of it, I don't really understand. Like, apart from unlocking new weapons, I'm not unless it is just literally the fight. Like the fight is the game. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't.
I just felt like when I was watching people playing that, I was sort of like, they're actually doing proper blocking and parrying and stuff like that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, and it was good. It was good. Hello, Secrets of. Thank you ever so much. Happy Father's Day to you. Cheers, man. Thank you. It was good. It was good, but it didn't. It just didn't like wow me as I thought it would. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just want to make sure people have the right version of controllers there. AC7 will only work with the HOTAS 4. Make sure that you're not buying the the HOTAS for PC. That will not work. The Xbox One and PC one that is red. You need the one that is blue, which is the HOTAS 4. So make sure that's that. But it does work exceptionally well in Ace Combat 7. Unfortunately, the pedals for the Thrustmaster pedals don't work with it as well, which is really annoying. Even on PC, they weren't working.
Right.
Which is like crazy.
I'm not sure what that's saying there, Chris. How the hell did you play Robo Recall on the Rift? I was like Dead or Alive record playing it. I'm sure he means. What do you think he means? Do you physically tired or?
Oh. Okay.
I'm not sure.
No, Dead or Alive.
I know the game, Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is. I love Robo Recall. I think it's so stylish. I love it. I think it's a very stylish game.
It is obviously graphically on the Rift. The fidelity is much better. That free movement on the Quest.
Yeah. Oh, right, spinning right round. Yeah, he's one of those games, dude. It just worked so well. But yeah, you're right. It's a. I thought once again, the freedom of the Quest makes that game so much better. You know. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, Nat. I didn't get a reference. I do apologise. If you was obviously on the video, I would have got you to sing it to me, and it'd have been cool. No worries, mine. Thank you ever so much for dropping in. I really appreciate it, dude.
Oh, you spin me right round, baby, right round.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I love Robo Recall, and you're right. On the Rift, it still looks absolutely sensational. Still, it is like incredible.
Yeah.
But on the quest, sorry, say that again.
That freedom on the quest.
Yeah, it works. It just works so well. I mean, funny enough, when I was playing it, the only thing I was a little bit disappointed with was the what's it called? Not the gun flak. What would you call it? The tracing of the bullets.
Yeah.
They look a bit like 3D see-through polygons. I'm sure they could have been done a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, they could be pushing the hell out of the quest already.
I think they were pushing quite a lot to get that. They wanted to keep that smooth and stuff like that.
It is, Boy Brown. It is. Yeah. Is it Lone Echo or Echo Combat?
No. It's Echo Combat.
Echo Combat. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Lone Echo itself, I don't think they'll put that to the quest because it'll take such a downgrade hit on that.
But we're talking about Robo Recall.
I know.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, when I made my top 5 games, if you can put Robo Recall, which stands to me as one of the best looking games I've played in VR, and get it onto that, what is the boundary? Do you know? If the gameplay is there, because what's to say, Lone Echo, like, everything you spoke about, actually, you didn't mention really the graphics too much. You mentioned all about the feeling and how it felt.
Yeah, I do on that a lot, and I totally agree. Graphics isn't always the most important thing. Gameplay always wins out.
Yeah.
How you feel about gameplay and how you feel about immersion tends to always win out. But there are some times when
graphics do play a massive part. Yeah, there's not, and that adds to the immersion. If it doesn't look realistic, but in Journey of the Gods, cell shaded game, but it
Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands again. Yeah,
I think the problem will actually be to get Lone Echo, because you got to remember how much Lone Echo allows you to interact with objects.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in Lone Echo, every single object that you're near floats around in space like something that floats around in space.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of compute time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like Shats.
Compute time.
So yeah, Shats yesterday was on a file with me, and I was walking the dog today, or with the dog or something, and I thought about when he put C4 in the door and blew this guy up. It was absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to cut into now. I expect you to die. A seat of power. Let's get this ready.
I wish I could play these.
What do you mean?
I haven't played I Expect You to Die.
You haven't played I Expect You to Die?
Yeah. I'll give you a reason why. It's the same thing that I haven't played. There's a couple of games that are key games to VR that I have not played.
Right.
One is or I've tried to play and couldn't. And one is Job Simulator.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
One is Job Simulator, and the other was I Expect You to Die.
Why? What do you mean?
Because of the amount of play space I had, I would constantly be hitting walls and going out of play space.
Yeah, but Job Simulator doesn't need a lot of space, I don't think.
Oh God, yeah, it does.
I don't think it does on PlayStation. That's the only, I'm saying on PlayStation, because it still stands to me as one of the games that really forces you to sort of make use of the 360 movement, or at least a 180 environment really well.
I found that I was hitting things.
Right.
I didn't have enough space, because I mean, you have to have enough space. Now I could probably get away with it, but I haven't come back to it because there's so much on my backlog anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want another one onto the backlog.
Yeah.
But it really needs a huge amount of space. You need to be able to see from your arm being up here, up full strength, to both your arms being fully stretched out, to be able to take one step either side and still have the high-low type of waist height full extension out, and a step either way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then you have to be able to have the camera far enough back from you to be able to see that entire thing.
Yeah, so I've always been quite fortunate with my PlayStation setup that I've always had a good 4 to 6 foot even of play space. So I can only go by what I've used. But when you said about the distance of Job Simulator, I didn't, when I was like streaming downstairs for Mrs. Duty Keep Me Out, I had about 3 foot width. That was sort of my area. Like I used to stand between the sofas and play. But then obviously thinking of that, it's a sofa, so I can reach over it. Yeah, I've got no, apart from behind me, I've got no limit. So yeah, you could be right. You could be, yeah, I mean you are right. I think you are right.
I had like solid wall there. I would have had to go through another bit here of a mirror and stuff like that and whatever else, and it just was never good.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot more space than I would think so. Amazing, you know.
But I expect you to die that sort of game though. Like I've played it, I absolutely loved it, and it all felt very in front of me. You know, it didn't. It felt seated. Everything felt seated.
Yeah.
Job Simulator, I don't think you can play seated. Personally, that is a stand-up game, as far as I'm concerned. So, what? So, are you gonna play? Are you gonna try it?
Expect You to Die. I do want to play that because it does look so much fun.
It's amazing. I didn't even know. Like when I done my interview with the To the Top developers, Electric Hat, they said Shell Games is one of the oldest developers of VR.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it does look so much fun.
Yeah.
One that I've always constantly, when I've seen the motions involved, had problems. I mean, we were saying about Blood and Truth, which is based on London Heist, yeah?
Yeah.
To give you an idea, London Heist, I had space issues on playing London Heist.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I can play Blood and Truth, and I was still nervous about it because of my experience that I had on playing London Heist. And I've only got marginally more space now than I used to have in my old place.
Yeah.
But so it is an issue on some games where you do have to think about space to move. And I don't know with that, but I do want to play I Expect You to Die, because everything about I Expect You to Die has looked great and looked involving and looked funny and looked...
Well, you need to get it done, though, because we're about to watch the new DLC.
Yeah.
Well done sneaking in, Agent. You've made your way into Dr. Zor's boardroom.
I'm pretty sure it's DLC.
Don't get too comfortable. You're only here to gather intel.
Yeah, it is a...
it's not a new game.
Yeah, they say mission.
You shouldn't have any trouble. We expect nothing less than your usual professionalism. Good luck.
I Expect You to Die.
Seat of Power. Do you know what? Another thing, yeah, looking at the date, July 16th for that one. Everything that we watched at E3 pretty much is going to be out well before Christmas. It's going to be well be out. Some of it, most of it's out before like August.
Most.
October.
There are a couple of 2020s in that, aren't there?
I was shocked though. I was thinking, wow, like you're going to be playing what you're looking at now. Like I'm so used to the old E3s where you'd see a trailer and it'd be for a game that comes out next year. Like PlayStation was like, I thought personally, it was always happening. Do you know what I mean? I just want to read what Secrets of Us put. On Job Simulator, my granddaughter put her arm in my 3D printer and banged her left arm on my vacuum form arm meat cleaner, I guess. So the workshop is out of the question. So yeah, man, I'm obviously very wrong on that. There's a lot of movement involved, and I didn't find that big. I Expect You to Die. So I'm going to buy this game on the DLC date as I own it already on PSVR. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it's going to be on Quest as well, I think they were saying. Everyone needs to...
Yeah, No Man's Sky patch drops. Yeah, that's going to be by life.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. I mean, I was really surprised that there was no.
We're going to go off topic. Is there anything else to add on the seat of power stuff there?
No.
Because it's
apart from
done.
looking fantastic.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It looks amusing.
Yeah.
We want to play it. Great.
Yeah. We're looking at No Man's Sky currently. I just got it on in the background.
No Man's Sky VR. I mean, this is one of the things that was talked about with No Man's Sky before it was even released, because it seems like such a natural, oh my god, VR moment, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you're talking about now, because they've expanded the game that much, you're talking about walking on a planet, getting in a spaceship, going out around the world, off into orbit, 2 space stations, 2 other worlds, diving under oceans, getting out through that, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait. I mean, I'm sure DJ was doing a few others when I picked it up myself. I think it was like £12 or something. It was really cheap. And obviously funny enough, I wanted it before I heard all the crap that went on. And I know people who bought it at the time, even though they was a little bit disappointed with, they still liked it. They still enjoyed it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got it on release, and I had some fun with it. I found it a relaxing thing then, but I quickly sort of like put it to one side. And now, obviously, they've improved it, and just kept on going and going and going and going. And now that's going to be coming to VR, it's going to be
Dude, I need to spend time with this game because it chucked me on a planet. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And I was dying, and everyone was going, no, go left, go right, pick this up. And basically, I had to build like a generator or something and get this radar thing working. And I was just like, oh man, this game is not simple. And it reminded me of Frontier Elite, or Elite Frontier, we want to call it, which I had on the Amiga. Dude, I couldn't even take off a bloody planet without the police shooting me all the time. I used to be like, right, I'll race out and get out. And now and again, you got away with it. But most of the time, dude, I was just like, oh, man, it was upsetting, you know?
You played Elite Dangerous in VR?
No, and I'll tell you why. I've got it. Everyone told me to get it. Same as they told me to get Fallout 4. I've got it. It's ready. It's loaded up. I went to play it. It was like, right, you need to sign in here. You need to tick this box. And I was like, I ain't got time for that at the moment.
I mean,
I'll get it sorted.
I got controllers for that. I mean, put it this way: this is just the throttle stick. That's just my throttle stick.
What is that from?
This is just from my Rhino. I've got the full rest of it in there on a proper thing, so that I have the throttle, everything there, pedals, and then this. But you think of like each one of these switches two ways. So each one of those switches, you got dials, you got four-way hats there, four-way hats. You got a thumbstick there, you got that, you got twizzle things, you got more buttons up here, you got
twizzle things.
Yeah, twizzle things.
Twizzle things, man.
Yeah, it's a twizzle thing. It's a dial twizzle thing. I mean, well, it's a twizzle thing. It's not a full dial. It stops, and it's also a button. And you got 2 of those things. Then you got like things here. Then you got this selector switch, which this is one set layer.
If you tell me,
that's another set layer.
If you tell me,
that's another set layer.
That Elite Dangerous uses all them buttons, I'm gonna be like, what the hell?
Elite Dangerous could use more than all of those.
Oh God! Do you know what I mean? I'm not like.
It's got huge amounts of stuff to it. You can get the simple stuff though. There is reasonably simple stuff.
I like simple.
Prepare for at least about a good 3 hours, getting yourself prepared into it and going through a couple of bits of. So you do that to that. Okay, I need to map that out to something.
Well, you sold it. I've only got this. How is that all going to work? Like that's
keyboard, man. You're going to have to use keyboard or voice commands.
Right. Do you know the funny thing is, right? When I was younger, what was the bloody game on Xbox?
Yeah, man, 7 I do.
What was the game on Xbox that had the crazy 3-stage controller?
It's that robot game. It's the mech game.
I played a VR game recently. Have you played it as well? Vox Machina.
No, we still need to get you into the other one. Steel Battalion, thank you.
Steel Battalion. Fantastic. Yeah, Steel Battalion had an amazing startup controller, and when I first saw that when I was younger, I thought that looks incredible. Just the startup sequence, I'd have been happy with like starting it all up and then pressing that button to start the engine. I was like, this is gonna be absolutely insane. And now you're showing me that monster.
Honest, I do that with DCS World, getting in like a jet fighter,
right?
And you're on the ground, and you can look around and you go, right, I need to sequence that one. I need my main power banks on. The power banks are on. I need to warm up this intake, warm up that intake. That's in order. Those are warming. Done. Put my canopy down. Here's my nav lights. Here's my other control lights. Let's bring up my navigation computers.
Oh my goodness.
All this stuff. It's sort of like, okay, engine 1's good to go. Start. Doing that stuff, when you actually get that one down, it feels so good. The
problem is, though, as well for me, right, is that I would have to say, right, I'm going to do a weekend stream of Elite Dangerous. Like, there'd be no point because I wouldn't want to play anything else because I'd want to be that involved in it. Like, if it's that...
Yeah, no, it takes the time, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I'd want to play it for hours and hours because that's some of the reasons that I hold off on certain games because I know they're going to consume me.
Real time eaters. Same as No Man's Sky. We're getting back to No Man's Sky.
I need to get back on it. Yeah.
It's going to be a real time eater.
I need to try. I'll tell you what, if they do a bloody week like they did with Blood and Truth, you're in trouble. Because like Blood and Truth, they brought out Blood and Truth, Trover. What was the other bit? There was another good game as well that week. Five Nights at Freddy's. I was like, damn, yeah. PlayStation, you just dropped 3 massive hits in 1 week and you had nothing on the next week. How stupid is that? Like,
well, there's format. There's multi-format. Not everybody had Blood and Truth. It was only PlayStation that had Blood and Truth.
Yeah, Trover was multi-format. Yeah, admittedly. Yeah.
No, both Freddy as well. Five Nights at Freddy's multi-format.
So why? Oh, okay. All right. No worries, man. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. They could have. I think they should have done it another week. I think they should have given them some space. It was a nightmare. I was just like, oh. So let's take a look at budget cuts on PlayStation VR, which I'm really pleased this is now coming. It's so cool. By Coat Sync. So, who were the original developers of this? Who was it?
I don't know.
It wasn't Coat Sync. I think Coat Sync.
It's not one that I've played. To be fair,
I think Coat Sync are handling the PlayStation version.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good studio to be in the hands of.
Yeah. You right, Toby Talk? How's it going? Fire with rocks.
That just, yeah. So agree. Yeah. Joe's review on Steel Battalion was cool.
Oh, the Neat Corporation, that's it. Yeah. I think people are going to absolutely love this on PlayStation. I think this is going to be a... I know you've played it. Yeah. I've played it. It surprised me how good it was. Yeah, and I think it's going to be a great fit. And it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, and we got Budget Cuts 2 is coming to PC VR, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a trailer for that as well somewhere. Budget Cuts 2. But that's only Oculus at the moment. I'm just going to put some sound up for this one because this looks fantastic as well. And if the first one's coming to PlayStation VR, then this is going to come. This is Fast Travel Games. Elite Corporation and then like, done by Fast Travel as well, or they're doing it together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the way you can sort of like plant a teleportation thing and it turns into a dimensional hole or camera as well is very, very, very cool.
Clever stuff. I think there is some really good, clever stuff that's coming out here as well.
Oh mate, that's what I mean. I think VR is smashing it. Do you know what I'm saying? VR is smashing it.
It's got a lot of. This is the thing, I think, that has happened on flat gaming a lot. That it's got a lot staler because everything, although everybody goes, oh, we need the AAA games on VR. You need the AAA games, and you know, it's always a constant thing in the background, isn't it? That you need the AAA games, but AAA games are brought in and made by larger corporations to absolutely make profit.
Right.
If they're not making profit, then they're in trouble. And that means they want to guarantee things. And it needs to be locked down.
Yeah.
And that means not taking risks. And that means not exploring. And that means not pushing the frontiers of what is possible.
Okay,
Whereas,
so yeah, indie developers do something new.
There are very few big studios that are going to be willing to do that exploration. It's the indies that really do take the big risks.
Yeah.
And go, hey, we can do something like this. This is a good mechanic. This is something new that I haven't seen before. We're not certain about this mechanic in this brand new space that is VR.
Yeah.
But we're going to take this, we're going to look at it, and we're going to put some time into it, we're going to dissect it, we're going to try it out, and we'll see if we can make something work from this. And if it works, we could get a big payoff here. We can get something that works really good. We can make people feel this. We can,
Yeah.
And that's a different aspect.
I mean, I think it's quite amazing when we talk about AAA games in VR because, to be fair, unless you are like Ubisoft and all that, a lot of these games have originated from unknown companies beforehand. Like, some of the biggest games have. They've just come from nowhere, and a lot of them are due to Oculus's system where you could just push a game out and people could play it and help it grow even and help it develop. Pixel Rip being one that I first think of. Super Hot, for example, still one of the greatest games of VR I've ever played. Oh, Grambo, how's it going? Yeah, Beat Saber. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you're absolutely right. But the game I was thinking about when you were saying that was actually Space Junkies. So, where do you put Space Junkies personally? Because, I mean, as you know, I talked to them, met them and all that stuff. And to be fair, they didn't really want to listen to feedback that I had. They didn't want to listen to the control methods I was telling them that might not happen. It might not be a great idea to just not have smooth turning, to not support the move controllers. Like, I told them all that stuff. And they were like, well, we've done our research and we've done this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, do you know what I mean? And then sure enough, and they're great guys. Everything I said has happened. Everything I said that would happen has happened.
It's the same, like, they came up with this on the PC side. There was that crazy thing, you either had click turning or you had advanced turning.
Oh, is that what they called it? Advanced?
They called it advanced turning. And what it was, you had to push the thumb button in and then move your hand like this, physically, and then that would spin you around.
Right, okay.
But if you push your thumb in a certain direction, it would lock it out of going that direction, and you could only go that way.
Right.
Or like that. And
what controller was that on? Hello, Polish.
touch controllers. That's on touch controllers.
Right. Okay.
It is awful. Hey, Polish, how you doing?
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was. I was like, what the hell are they thinking? And then when yourself came back on it, it's sort of like, yeah, they didn't want to listen there. There's been so many years built up on building AAA console games, and console games as well can be particularly thing about this. That console games have got so used to building control methods that they know, oh, the control methods are sort of like this, and control methods are always sort of like this, yeah?
Yeah.
That they only give you a choice. They don't allow you to customize things.
Yeah.
And the VR world requires a lot more in terms of customization to make people go, this is good, this is comfortable, this is accessible in different means.
Yeah.
And companies do get locked in, and developers do get locked into a particular site. I know as gamers we also go, well, that's easy to do. That should be simple. And it's not always so simple to implement.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is those choices to actually go, right, let's look at something a little bit wilder here.
Yeah.
Let's take that outside chance that we're doing something different. And of course, we've said about Servios as well. Servios has been nuts about going, well, how about we try this out? How about we try that out? How about we try the other out? They really are exploring.
I mean, the thing, when I met, as I said, I met Ubisoft, they were talking about they had NASA, like, space pilots testing the VR. And I was thinking, what kind of budget do you have to say, like, when I was recording it, I was thinking, I don't think I'm going to hear that sentence very often. Do you know? We've had space pilots test our, like, you know what I mean? But they come up, I don't know how many people saw that interview, but they were coming out with the ideas of, they really wanted to battle motion sickness massively. That was their number one thing, was to like make sure that when people played it on PlayStation, because you know it's got the biggest reach, they wanted to make sure no one was ill, and it was just insane. Like the levels, they actually think it's something to do. They can't test on children, they were saying, but they think it's something to do with hearing. They think hearing is something to do with motion sickness.
Okay.
Yeah, so they reckon like speed has nothing to do with it. Like if you, Adrian Lacey on that interview, he talks about it, and he basically says they found out that actually going faster in VR is more comfortable than going slower.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and
I agree with that.
He said that was a massive misconception when the game was brought out in Space Jam, because everyone was going, whoa, don't go too fast, you make people ill. But they found out through testing that actually people felt better going quicker.
Yeah, I have a particular thing with, you know, like smooth rotation.
Yeah.
Smooth rotation, one of the things that happens with smooth rotation for me, if there is a certain speed that is still, quote unquote, in the slower portion, it's not proper slow, it's just above that proper slowness.
Yeah.
That will actually make me feel bad. And, you know, I'm someone that has done the full-on thing in, you know, this whole space thing, had it flying around, zooming every single which way you could rotate at the speed of light type of thing, and gone, yeah, I can live with this fine.
Yeah.
But if you get me doing a slow rotation and it hits a certain speed, I'll start to feel the sweat rising.
The sweat. I'm just going to go through the chat, so we haven't
there's a lot here.
Done some chat. So let's. I've got to go back quite a little bit. Thank you to everyone who's watching. I really appreciate it. You make the show like worthwhile doing. So where are we? Hello to Dusty Dingo.
Yeah, saying about Bethesda and Dishonored VR, that would be interesting. I had a vague interest because I like story and stuff like that. Dishonored in VR would be great, but just as Nat said, Bethesda's commitment to VR, I think, is somewhat here, somewhat there. If they can get an outside company to do conversions, then they go, yeah, let's go with it. But I don't know fully on their
It comes down
commitment.
to money. At the end of the day, it comes down to cash. There's no two ways about it. Dishonored would be an amazing fit for VR. I think that really would work as well. I think that would really make sense.
Thanks, Paul. By the way, obviously, you can't get this T-shirt anymore. There's 2 of these T-shirts that I've got for the Moss ones.
He's not going to wash it. He's going to do a giveaway with it worn. Is that what you're going to
do? No. It's prized possessions. Prized possessions.
Yeah, man. So have you played it on the Quest, Moss?
I haven't.
So there's extra DLC, and it should be coming this month to every headset now.
Yeah, because I bought it both on PSVR and on Oculus.
So you're going to get a new sword.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going to leave it there. But you get a new sword and new moves.
That'd be awesome to go along with my statue, my 2 Moss T-shirts, and my 2 benches.
Yeah.
We need a new sword, but if they do a new statue, and I don't get one, I'm gonna cry.
Mate, we'll go and knock on Ray's door. Right, so let's have a look. What else have we got? Right, to be fair, we've got so many things to look at, but I don't think we can get through all of them. So
we've some serious time already.
We have, yeah, because we just waffle on. What we got? So this is a game that I know there's more of this, and it's coming to PCVR and PSVR, and I'm in touch with the dev as well. Is Undead Citadel. I'm really looking forward to checking this out. I've got a couple of trailers to put on here. This is like the first gameplay. This is some old stuff.
Which one?
Undead Citadel.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This goes back to another bit of kind of zombie bashing. This is this looks kind of cool.
This looks like a wave game. Don't get me wrong. Like this looks like it looks like
last man standing. It's the last man standing.
It looks. What's the other one that we've got with the crossbow on PSVR as well? In Depth. This looks like a next level In Depth to me. You know, with extra weapons and stuff. It looks like that type of game. But it looks fantastic, and it does look truly awesome. And it's coming to everything. So that's a game that I'm very excited for, and I've got another trailer of that. Or another bit of gameplay, which I'll probably put on loop. Where the hell is that? It's down the bottom somewhere. Oh yeah, actually this is the alpha gameplay from PlayStation VR.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, and I was messaging the developer. Very important, Will. And I said to him, dude, like, you've... Toby, I've been playing Firewall since the day it came out, dude. I've been supporting that game. I don't know how much. So, yes, mate, I absolutely love that game. And if you want to jump in a Discord, we've got other people who play Firewall if you want to get some matches or you want to meet some players. But I said to him, it's so unusual for, like, what seems to be a small studio to, like, bring out, we're bringing it to PSVR, and then chuck out PSVR gameplay. Like, it's there, it's done, it's ready.
Yeah.
It's a commitment, and yeah, very excited, dude. Very excited.
It does look some pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of that sort of like that's a zombie crossover thing there as well, but it's a medieval zombie one, isn't it? Undead Citadel, witches and all that sorcery.
It looks like that, yeah.
So that is looking. Oh. Hang on a second, or am I getting the wrong part?
Undead Citadel. So let me just quickly get in the chat because Anti-Aliasing is an odd one. When it comes to PlayStation, funny enough, he's put...
It needs to be done right.
It does need to be done right. There's only two ways about it, because on Firewall, I turn it off. I can't stand it in Firewall. The game looks so soft.
Have they changed the thing on the Pro? Because there's a big difference for me. I know Paul disagrees with me on this. Polish Paul does disagree with me on this, but he's going to go off and watch Love Island soon anyway.
Fool. Yeah, go
on. See, I played Firewall both on my Pro, and I played Firewall on my PS4 OG.
Yeah.
And I have got a upscale the M cable
the monster cable, yeah.
Yeah. And basically, I found that if I put my OG PS4 through my M cable Gamer Edition, that got rid of all of the jaggies, but it kept the definition there.
Okay.
It looked much better to me with the anti-aliasing, the post-anti-aliasing that they do in the M cable, that it does than what they do natively on a PS4 Pro.
So I've heard about it.
Yeah, I told you Paul disagrees, so he disagrees.
He disagrees. I prefer the jegs over the Vaseline look. I do currently, but what South is saying is actually got a bit of a. There is some thickness to the sources laying out there. There is. I've heard that cable can change a lot of things for PSVR. I haven't tried it yet. I might try.
Not so much now.
Oh, okay.
I have to put a caveat on this. Earlier games, it made more changes.
Yeah.
Things like Valkyrie with distance objects, it made better. It's not about going on to 4K and up this, that, the other. It's post-processing AA, and it's sort of like, I found that basically when I look at Firewall on a PS4 Pro, as Dingo there rightly said, it really does look like somebody's smeared a load of Vaseline over my lenses.
Yeah, I honestly, like yesterday after the update, Tobes, yeah, sorry man, take care of yourself. I did play it yesterday, I done a stream on it, and the game is pretty much back to the pre-Nightfall update, which still isn't quite as good as when it first came out, funny enough. But the multiplayer is working a lot better. So
I didn't know that on the Pro you turn the anti-aliasing off now.
Yeah.
I will have to check that out and put plug my M cable back in, because I haven't plugged my M cable in for a while, because like I was saying, it lost its relevance at a certain point when they started getting better, optimizing the graphics on the Pro.
Yeah.
So the Pro, the M cable wasn't making the difference that it used to. Because there are up to very specific ranges where that M cable Gamer Edition actually made sense and made a difference to things.
I used to buy them all the time back in the day. Like if I was ever going to get an HDMI cable or an S video cable, it was always a Monster cable, because they're M cables now, aren't they? But it used to be called Monster cables. I think they're the same firm, aren't they? I'm sure they are.
No.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure Monster is M. I'll check out.
It's not Monster. It's called the M cable, but it's got a French name. Got like a French sounding name. But basically, it's not a normal cable. It's not a normal cable.
No, they're bloody expensive.
Yeah, very. It has a post-processor in it, basically. It's just applying an amount of AA.
Oh, you're right. I might be wrong. Yeah, I know you're on about now. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're on about. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I know what you're talking about.
I found the M cable for some older games was better, but they've done better now. So, but I'd be interested to see if you can turn the AA off on the Pro, and I put the M cable in. Marcel, there you go. Marcel.
There you go. Sweet as an art.
Thank you, Jason.
So we're going to quickly run some more games quickly. I wanted to bring up The Curious Tale, which I think is Fast Travel Games. I'm just going to bring that up now.
I've got notes on that. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I didn't recognize.
I've got a lot of time for these guys anyway.
You're all grown up.
Yeah.
I think they make fantastic stuff.
Yeah, they do. They do. Another one from Sweden. Another one from Sweden, aren't they? There's a lot of Swedish developers.
Yeah.
A lot of Swedish developers. Actually,
I know. It's crazy.
Swedish developers in the same building. They actually sometimes hold meetings together.
Oh, good for them. Share meals.
Yeah.
So, Nat, you bringing that up, man. Jason Rubin actually messaged me, but obviously I can't, like, it was a private message, but yeah, I don't know if it's going to get resolved, but he's actually looking into the way it's been dealt with, so it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Very good pull. Very good pull.
What's he done?
Dude, you get it. Yeah, there's no two ways about it. You know, I'm not married, but all I can say is it's supposed to be happy wife, happy life, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. But I'm looking forward to this game. I think it looks very good.
It's got that same sort of what was that God game back in the day? That there's a God game where you have like some floating islands.
Well, there's one everyone used to tell me about called Tethered that I had to play.
Tethered.
Yeah, cool.
So there is a bit that reminds me a bit of that, and Tethered was really good, but then it's sort of like, what are they doing here? Are they going to put in some narrative and stuff in there?
Yeah, this just looks really like it looks one for a lot of see you later, Polish, take care. This looks like one for all ages as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. It does. Enjoyed that Love Island there, Paul. Yeah, it does look like another one for ages. I'm just sort of like, is there some more narrative here again? Because I do think narrative definitely kind of pulls these things together.
I just love the way this game looks, where the world is central to the room.
Yeah.
And you move the world around you, or you can move around the world. I love that idea that it's a floating landscape and everything's there. Like you're going to be standing in the sea.
Yeah.
I just think that looks fantastic. I think it's quite. I'm really excited about that one, actually. Funny enough, I'm like, I like games like that. I think it's going to be good. So the next one I'm going to chuck on is just get it done. The Wizards, the Dark Times reveal trailer.
Oh, I want this one.
So we're going to get this up quickly.
There's a couple of medieval themes going on. I mean, we've gone back on a couple of things here. So we had we haven't done that one yet. We haven't done that one. Yeah, where's that other gone? There's a couple of things like that have got some medieval themes going on, and this is. But I do like the darker side of things.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks like they've gone serious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gone from that that funny.
Like, are we going to be playing the dark side, or are we going to be battling the dark side? Because I get the feeling on that. I wouldn't mind being the dark side on this.
I don't like being baddies in games very often.
Yeah, it doesn't happen so much, but being a bad guy can be so empowering.
What is but a soul that
it can be so empowering.
Well, you ain't got to play by the rules either, have you? Really, you haven't got to care about anything.
No, it's you're purposely going. to make the rules. You're making the rules your own.
Yeah, I like what Shats is saying there, and I agree with that of all trailers. This looks interesting, but let's see some gameplay. So
yeah, I do have to agree there. But you know what Wizards did initially as well. From sorry, I just wanted to laugh with that there, saying that my true nature is coming out, and I think you do need a little bit of darkness in gameplay and things like that. Because I mean, it goes back to everything from people's childhoods and stuff like that as well, with Grimm's fairy tales,
right,
and stories, and you know the Wizards as it was. They developed out, they fleshed out the Wizards from basically a wave shooter to add whole skins of narrative over it, to develop motion systems and everything else like that.
Yeah.
And they've got this whole involvement of, it's not a push button to fire off magic. It's not that game. It's that physical involvement that really made that game feel great to play.
It was good. It was good. I think I also like the Mage's Tale though, because I liked the puzzles side of it. There wasn't really any puzzles in the Wizards. It was like a wizard action game.
Some, but not as much.
No,
there is not much.
The Mage's Tale was definitely more puzzle heavy. Boy Brown, the Wizards seem to be a decisive game. If you haven't got it on any other headset, then yeah, definitely you've got to check out the Wizards. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I've done a stream on it on the Quest a little while ago, and once again, it hasn't disappointed me at all. You know, you might lose a little bit of detail in certain things, but only because you've seen it on another headset would you know that. And secondly, after you playing it for a couple of minutes, you'd forget that was there anyway, and you're in the world, and it looks great. So
it's another one where I'd be tempted to do that and go play it in a large play space.
What? Yeah, start making fireballs in the field and stuff.
Well, not an indoor space, obviously, so I've got more control over the light.
Right.
So something that's, you know, a nice big sort of like 40 to 50 meter size square area.
Yeah.
Which of course not many people got that access, but if you've got access to like a sports hall or something, then the Quest and Wizards, or anything where you can actually do some free roaming and not use the thumbsticks, I think it would be amazing, that one. I think that would be ultimate role play, because sometimes with these things you've got to role play it a bit, and that's where I think the Wizards Dark Times, to get a little bit out of your system, you feel like just going at the world at some point. Something that's got a dark edge to it.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. So we're now going to jump into the Battle Royale game, Population 1.
Population 1.
So
again, is coming to Quest.
I was shocked when I saw this. It's an absolute no-brainer though, because I think the majority of players will end up being on Quest.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's going to be a big headset.
This looks fantastic. I really want to see more. I want to see how it performs in the Quest.
Oh, nice. That's a rarity. That's a rarity. Yeah. How the hell is it coming to Quest?
Honestly, South, I don't know, but like, to be fair, the Quest has shocked me so many times now. Vader Immortal, sorry. Vader Immortal especially. That game graphically was like...
Gamertag has gone to the dark side, people.
Yeah, after what you've been saying. Yeah, I thought Vader Immortal was like bloody incredible graphically.
That's coming this week, isn't it? That's coming this week to Rift.
Yeah, and it's free for anyone who bought it on the Quest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, because I do want to see... Obviously, on the Quest, the freedom of motion thing, graphically looks good. But, yeah, I think that it's going to be interesting to see what happened to that graphically between going from the Quest and going up to that being powered by PCs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, without a doubt. So, Boy Brand's comment saying, yes, there was destruction. I do apologise. My drink, I've got so many cables hanging around at the moment. Yeah, my drink got caught. But they're hiring some Nintendo programmers. So that's a game I'm really looking forward to. Really looking forward to. What else we got? So we've done that.
I get where they're going with that. So they've been hiring Nintendo programmers. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, this is one of the other big areas where the development should be going as well. Is how they are optimizing this stuff.
Yeah.
The optimization nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right with that comment. We're going to be saying, how the hell is this coming to the Quest?
Yeah.
I think they're right. I think their machine is absolutely fantastic. And as I said in my review of it, I didn't want to make no bones about it right from the get-go. I am impressed by it. Constantly. Constantly, I'm impressed by it.
What's the next one on our list? What's the next game?
This one's going to be Mini Mech Mayhem.
Oh, yeah.
So by Future Lab.
Yes.
So I'm going to run that now.
A second VR game.
Oh, right. I say, Boy Brown was basically saying to make it look that good, they must have got some Nintendo programs involved.
Yeah, just because of what they're doing with Switch. Obviously, the Switch, they have to optimize a lot of things heavily. But I think optimization is the new level where video games in total... It's a bigger subject. I'd rather cover this on a separate whole thing about optimizing video games and stuff like that, and how that is going to become a lot more important now.
In VR. Yeah, for sure.
VR, but because of the way that hardware development is going. So we'll touch back on this subject another time, I think.
Well, that'll be a self-led stream, I can tell you. I'll be sitting here going, yeah, amazing. It's all about the quadruple flux coils of the something. Right, okay. Oh, capacitor. Wow. The flux capacitor. The Witcher 3 is coming to the Switch. I love The Witcher 3. Oh, that's a great game. Right, let's
until it runs Crisis, we're not having it.
He's so the master race.
Until it's got Crisis, it's not happening. You know what I mean. Okay, so which game was we on there?
Mini Mech Mayhem.
Mini Mech Mayhem. So this is an odd one. I'm really curious to find out how the gameplay is going to work with that. Because it's like an turn-based tabletop game with interrupts.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I watched it, I was a bit like, this is one of those ones that I've got to play to get it. Like, do you know what I mean? And I imagine it's going to be fantastic, to be fair. And it's online, isn't it, obviously? So...
Well, it's both online and AR. AI.
Right, yeah.
So you can do online, and if there isn't people, you can play their AI.
Oh, man.
And AI comes into 3 different sections. And they reckon you're going to have a few nemesis in that. And I know what nemesis means when it comes to AI, because I've had AI nemesis in Valkyrie.
Right.
But, yeah, if people aren't on there, you know...
you are JD, my man? Yeah,
hey,
but that's why, like, at the end of the day, if you're looking for gamers, check out the Discord, or whoever your favourite channel is, or whatever. A lot of people are trying to make communities and stuff. In VR at the moment, they're very important. You need that communication, because I've had it where before I was part of any of that, or even like sort of running one now, I had Starblood Arena, very excited to play it, just sat there looking at menus. No one was online. Yeah. After I'd done my training, I was like, yeah, this game is fantastic. And then I ended up getting rid of it.
The first week, though?
No, actually, I bet it's brilliant the first week.
Later on, because it's broken in the first week.
Oh, okay. Well, that ain't too good either.
It was severely broken at the beginning, and people tried to just sit in there, and you'd be sitting there forever.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, man, I picked it up at a later date, and I ended up getting rid of it, which is a real shame. Well, it was for me anyway. It felt like a real shame because graphically, I mean, I know they're shutting the servers down. It's Silver. It's a fantastic game. It looks fantastic. It was probably ahead of its time. And funny enough, when I play it now, it offers stuff that if you end up getting that game, or you had a new game coming out and it had those features, customization, what is it, 8 to 12 players online or something like that, or 10? It's quite a lot of players online. It takes the training wheels off when it comes to the locomotion. It is proper 360 all over the place. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like I said, I really do think they screwed it up on restricting, like going, here's 3 control methods that you can use for a 6-off game. No, give me full customized controls. You know.
I know you're saying. You said that before. Yeah.
Everybody with something as complicated as that.
Yeah.
As their own preferred methods, and they had some really good methods. And then they went and changed them all, and they got rid of some really good stuff there.
Yeah.
And give you the freedom to change stuff. So I think they just made a few too many missteps. They didn't listen enough. Yeah, JD. Yeah, Eve had full customization. It didn't, first of all, but they listened, and they worked on it. But there are some other missteps there. I haven't heard about the tourney. I haven't heard about a new tourney for Eve Valkyrie, because obviously CCP Games have not actually put out anything new on that, because they stopped development on their VR sites.
Yeah, I met them at EGX. There's no talk of VR.
Yeah. What CCP Games? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I know CCP Games from the way back, because I visited their studios.
Oh right.
So that was good. But yeah. Anyhow, moving on from there. So we had turn-based, turn-based out of turn gameplay with interrupts. It looks kind of interesting. Should have some fun in there, because they said a lot about comedy.
Yeah.
And they get some laughs out of this one, I think.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I think that comes out this week, which on PlayStation is usually a Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world. What else have we got? Let's have a look. I've done that. Man, we've covered loads. And we're still going. So I wanted to bring this one up after the fall.
After the fall.
This looked pretty sick. So another Vertigo games.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't remember the.
Yeah, JD. I love the fact it was on an arcade machine, man, with 4 guns like Time Crisis. It looked like Time Crisis co-op, you know what I mean? Like, exciting stuff.
Yeah, it does look good.
Exciting stuff. It's just, bloody. Just can't wait to see more of that one. I'm pretty sure. Is there some gameplay out there? I don't know. I can't remember if there is. I couldn't find it earlier. But in my head, I'm pretty sure I saw some gameplay of that game. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I made it up.
I don't think so. It's just the teaser trailer, isn't it?
That's cool. That's all right. Then it must be another game I'm thinking about. Then we saw Boneworks.
Boneworks.
I think it's quite a short one.
It is. There's a lot of information out about Boneworks. I don't know how much you've been following the development of Boneworks, because they've got a lot of stuff about the in-development stuff, and obviously it's got a big tie into Valve Index controllers and stuff like that, and physics working, and all of this stuff, because everything in here is Newtonian physics based. I mean, literally every single thing should work in there as it does in the real world.
This to me, right? This to me looks like the prototype game for Half-Life 3. Do you know what I mean? This looks like the bones of Half-Life 3. You know what I'm saying?
So immediately what they did with, I think one of the first things you see is a crowbar, and they're using the controllers to spin the crowbar around, and then and it just went, you know, it was one of those, I see what you did there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I see that. And everybody's been watching for, you know, everybody absolutely has been watching for Valve to come back and say, hey, you know that you'd been looking for.
Yeah, sorry, I just read what JD wrote, and I was like, I didn't even think of that. I just, yeah, perfect. Maybe that's the reason. Right, so as Nat brought this up, I wanted to bring it up as well. Here we go.
Ooh, hot dogs.
I've just got this game on PC as well, and I played it last week. I was going to make a video, but it's kind of insane.
Yeah, I do want to. I haven't played it. I was thinking of getting it. We'd have to co-op that sometime.
Well, just to like, so I watched this, and I thought it was online multiplayer.
Yeah, I thought it was as well.
I don't think it is, and everyone got very excited about it. And I'll tell you why. If you read some of the labels on the actual thing, there's no mention of online mode, right? And the game itself, when I played it, I didn't see any online stuff. I mean, there might be, I could be completely wrong. Please don't quote me on this. I need to check out the game again. It was a bit of a rush job. I was just trying to learn the controls. It was quite complicated in places. Yeah, there's no real... That's the Valve Knuckles as well in that trailer. It's the,
it is heavily involved in that, because they already think there are some developer blogs. There's a really good thing about the Valve Index by one of the developers of 3H. Hot Dogs Hill Shoes thing, so it's like 3H. They just refer to it as 3H VR.
Yeah.
H3 VR.
But yeah, so I don't think this is going to be an online game. I think this is just a sort of a wave shooter for yourself, you know. Am I wrong? For bots as friends and foes, there's no mention of online.
Bots as friends, okay.
And by what I've played of it already,
yeah,
yeah, they are. Do the Knuckles work on Oculus? Were you able to get them and use them on the Oculus Rift and everything? The Knuckles.
No. You won't, because they're different base stations.
I thought Kaz and what's her name use it.
They did, but do you know how many technical hoops they jump through to make those work?
No.
Lots.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be me out. So Lo-Fi, yes, I was looking at that.
Oh, Lo-Fi.
I don't think I've got that one on here though. I was gonna look into it, and then I thought, no, I'll leave it because.
No, I just It
does look sick. It does look sick. So, where are we now? We're nearly all the way through. So I'm just gonna. I mean, I haven't found any new footage of Defector yet. I think there is some. If you go through on the Discord, the developer chucks up a lot of gameplay, and this game looks absolutely fantastic. Defector. You know what I mean? Once you got your Blood and Truth fix, and you're on a, and you know what I mean, you're looking for some more spy gadget gaming.
You've always been a gambler.
I'm still back. Defector, yeah, cool, but Lo-Fi. Oh,
I know,
wow.
dude. I know.
If you played Aircar, actually.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Aircar looks amazing, but lo-fi. I mean, I love going in Aircar and just sitting there, relaxing and flying through that cityscape is amazing. But lo-fi just makes that. Lo-fi is cyberpunk for VR.
Yeah, yeah, man. And the fact I think when I read about it, you are a policeman. You will land, and there'll be gunplay on the floor. I don't know about the size of the game. Like, I think it's quite a small team. It is considered an indie game as well, so it'd be interesting to see what's on offer with that game.
But it's just I just see that and go, it's what do you call it? What's the cyberpunk game called? Cyberpunk whatever year?
2077, isn't it?
Yeah, 2077. It's basically if those developers, the looks wise, they've both got that same look. They've both got it happening, working.
Yeah.
I'm like, lo-fi just. Yeah, it's really knocking it. It's knocking on all the doors that I want to see happen.
I'm gonna get the trailer up now, dude. I'll get the trailer up now. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, let me check. Because I feel bad that everyone's mentioning it and I didn't put it on here. I'm pretty sure I've got it on here now. Let's have a look. 1 second. So many bloody windows.
Yeah.
Jeez, that one, shut that one down, shut that one down. Bring that across.
Yeah, man.
Into there.
Yep.
Boom.
Project Red.
So if anyone doesn't know what lo-fi is, here it comes. So very excited for this one as well.
I've been following them on Twitter and just commenting every single time they put something out and going, yeah, I'm sitting here in the background just going, please let me have access to this at some point.
Well, some of the guys have played it. Paradise Candle, they played it. I don't know if it ever landed anywhere. It was more like Air Taxi all over again. Yeah, I mean, they got to fly around and stuff. I didn't see anything else happen. It was it was quite early access, obviously very early access.
Yeah, that Atari logo damn straight. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I am definitely obsessed with that one. I love the cyberpunk stuff. You know, it's like even to I just love that whole look of things, Blade Runner and all that lot. I definitely like the whole vibe of that.
So when I watched this, I instantly thought Air Taxi. Which, if you haven't got a Rift, you won't know what that is. I thought it was kind of a tech demo. At the time, it's quite old, isn't it? I believe you'll know more about it than me. Aircar, sorry, yeah.
So Aircar is a tech demo. Yeah, it's a free thing. If you've got Oculus, try it out. It's brilliant. But yeah, homage to Blade Runner. 100% confirmed, all that. Throw in some other bits there. If they put in like a mix between Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, Appleseed, all of these things, Jake Fire, every single one of these bits, it's just like, boom.
Right, and I'll tell you what I was going to...
What's the next one up? What's the next one?
And we're going to have to make it the last one because, we'll quickly run the Stormland one. Because that looks fantastic.
Yeah,
right? If you love virtual reality and Insomniac games, man, like, this is going to be obscenely good. Like,
beyond the whispering reach of the
I do, man.
That'd be great in VR. True. Speaking of cyberpunky type things, what was that Psychosis game with the G-Police?
Yeah, I remember that on PlayStation. Yeah, G-Police.
G-Police in VR. I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Even now,
this is going to be mind-blowing, I think, Stormland.
Stormland, yeah, looks 100% good, polished game.
Well, Insomniac though, like everyone who owns a PlayStation knows they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if that, it would, this for me is a system bringer. You know, I'd be thinking PC Rift S. I'd be thinking that'd be me seeing this now. I'd be like, guys, this is GT. I need PC VR. Do you know what I mean? I need it.
Salive becomes downside of Bell.
Oh, it looks savage, dude. It looks absolutely savage.
Yeah, yeah, it does look good, and everything that I've heard about it has been, you know, basically nothing but positive.
Its voice is calling you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 100% definitely have to have that game. Have to have that game. No two ways about it. Can't be said any other way.
Right, and yeah, the last one to finish out on, which, you know, and I know it's PC VR. Apologies to anyone on PlayStation again, but it's going to have to be Asgard's Wrath.
Yeah.
Once again, it's another game that looks to be setting a standard.
Yeah, it's another.
No, Dusty, I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, depending on what comes out next week, I want to do that and Abe next week. Very excited for that. I want to check out some of this stuff.
Asgard's Wrath, though. So basically, you're a god, and you've basically got to prove yourself.
Yeah, I mean, this trailer for me, there was a couple of others like short, but this one looks pretty mental.
Yeah, it's kind of got a mix of things going on, because it looks like at one bit you have god game aspects where you're bigger and grabbing stuff and doing godlike things.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got a first-person angle to the game as well, which is competitive.
Right. What's so JD? I'm not really sure what's going on there, man. What happened? What's he put? We can't wait to see what they bring to the quest. I can't believe the quest drama during E3. What was that?
Yeah, no, you know what that is.
Do I?
About the things not going on to quest because of the creation process.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's all up in the air now. Like, enough people have stamped and made a bit of noise, and they're commenting on it, and that means there should be a change, and hopefully there will be a change. Even if they've done what Xbox did and have an indie section, that's enough. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'd love to see personally.
I think it's still the same as. It depends on why something is going through that. It could be the same as with. I mean, Sony does this. Sony does, okay, let's iron something out here. Let's iron something out there. But we don't know what the qualifiers are for their QC. I think that's what's really getting to the heel of the problem, isn't it? So it's knowing what the process really is going to be properly for developers is one thing.
It's a massive discussion because you definitely need it.
Yeah.
They need it because the Quest out of every headset is the biggest potential to be the first VR experience anyone has. So it's got to be on point.
It needs to be polished. It needs to run well. It needs to not stutter. It needs to have everything there.
Yeah.
Like you do on PSVR.
Yeah. The Q&A. Yeah.
It needs that Q&A process, but it depends on whether they end up with a judge of contents thing going on of whether there's a personal taste or not, or this that happens.
So that's the thing, right? I would never step in and do what I did. Like the to the top thing was not. I mean, I like interviewing developers. I love them. I love chatting to them. I think they're entrepreneurs. I think they're fascinating people. And I love finding out backstories to stuff. But it wasn't. I mean, it was the fact that it wasn't allowed on the Quest. It was the fact that when I played it, I thought, damn, this is exactly the same game. And that means a lot of levels, a lot of amazing levels to play, multiplayer, customization. Like, this game is feature packed and it's still played today. It's got massive ratings, and the reply they got was, I'm sorry, it's not coming because it's a tech demo. And I was like, no, that is not right. That is not right. And luckily, man, like, I know people slag off Reddit and they moan about it. They literally jumped all over it, you know. And there is a bit of hate there and stuff. You know, people love to bitch and moan and stuff. But when I was going through the comments, and I do like to try and reply to all the comments, half of them were just like, all right, keep calm. Let's do a petition.
Nate's got that right. We could go into a very big conversation here that would be really like an entire thing. We do have to see how this plays out as an overall thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, and as I said, like, I've had let me check the message from Justin and see.
So I think, obviously, keep that. But yeah, I think we need to wait and see how things play out and how they work it. But yeah, they need better things. But yeah, Asgard's Wrath as the last game.
I think I can share this because I mean it's not much different to what he wrote on Twitter, which is one of the reasons I wrote to him in the first place, because I was like, he handled that amazingly. You know, he actually went out of his way and took it on head first. Like he went at it. He went at the conversation, and he wrote so much information. You know, it wasn't just a case of people weren't being heard. That's very important.
Yeah.
You know. But as I said, it was the other thing where it's a bit different with To The Top. There was a change of process while it was being made. That was the thing. It was like, you can go on quest, and then halfway through, it was like, you might not go on quest. And if you listen to the interview, they had no real communication. They were sort of wondering what's going on. You know, they were left a bit in the dark. And then when the game is finished, and like they sent it to me, and they were like, yeah, let's go on. We went online, we played it, and I was like, right, dude, yeah, next week we'll do a stream. And within like 2 days before going live, they were like, they've said no. I was like, you can't do that. You can't put your time and money. They're self-funded, and go, right, bring that game to our console. Thank you very much. You get it all done, and they go, nah. I was like, hell no. You can't do that. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Oh, it was.
But yeah, it is. You know, if the communication thing is okay, we think we need to polish this out this way or that out that way before we put it onto the system, or we make this happen in these ways because we feel this as a game towards first-time gamers is going to be an issue. It depends on so many different things there, but yeah, it's a wide discussion. I think it's a big, long, wide discussion.
Yeah, we've been going a while now.
Yeah, Asgard's Wrath though, it looks good. I am interested.
I think it looks sensational.
It's like I don't know where it's going. One of the two ways,
right?
Because I don't know what the first person part, the God game aspect, and the different things. It's interesting, but I think I need to see a bit more.
There is more gameplay than this. This is just like the biggest section that I could find that seems to do it quite a good bit of justice, especially graphically. It looks amazing. So you're right, Void. I just want to touch on what Nat was saying. As long as people are respectful, companies will listen. That is correct. So I reached out to Mr. Rowland to say, like, Mr. Rubin, sorry, to Jason Rubin, to say, where did I get Justin Rowland? That's bloody, what's his name? Jason Rubin, to say, like, listen, when I done this, it wasn't to attack Oculus. It was to just give a developer a voice. Even though I've only got a small voice, Reddit's got a big voice. And if people see something they're interested in, they will help out. And And they did, and it has, and it spread. And there was like a couple of developers, even the day before, a couple of days before, I noticed they'd got the same email saying no, like no, this is not happening now. Sorry, unfortunately, your game isn't seen as a game that will be welcome on the Quest store. So
it's like going, well, where's the transparency and what was happening through process here?
Well, someone on Reddit put it exactly right. They said to me, "How can you call to the top of a tech demo, but then you can put VR carts on the Quest store?" And I was like,
"Speak to me about VR
damn.
carts."
Like, that guy smashed the nail. Like, he's right. He's so right. Like, the games in comparison are massively, like, to the top. It outclasses that game massively.
Yeah. Well, if only Polish Paul was still in the chat there and not watching Love Island, I'm sure he would have a lovely rant over that one.
Oh, man. So, yeah, it's just, you know, and he was kind enough to respond to me, which I'm really pleased with. And it looks like, you know, fingers crossed, maybe To the Top might come to the Quest. I don't know in what compatibility they're thinking of doing it, but I think even Oculus realised that they might owe these developers a little bit of a bit of respect. Do you know what I mean? A little bit, you know.
They need to go and say, right, this is the dialogues that we need to be having, and going, what is that people are looking for? What is quality? What do we see as being our reasons or reasoning? Because just doing the straight up thing of saying, "No, sorry, your name's not there. You're not coming in,"
it
doesn't quite work. It needs to be a case of, here is a reason. If you work on this, then we can take that back again. All Q&A from everything that I've ever done with anything that requires Q&A brought in as a process to make sure something is of standards, of ISO standards. I've had to work in companies where we work to ISO standards. So if you don't nail it, then it has to be nailed. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But that comes through the communication saying, this is where we think we have an issue, or that issue, or the other issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's the thing, like, Q&A means quality of assurance. PSVR will say, this game needs to be of a certain quality. It needs to be a certain frame rate. It needs to not fail. It needs to not crash, blah, blah, blah. Even though some games, I don't know how they get through that Q&A. I don't understand it at all, to be fair. And To the Top, there was nothing. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That game, you know, I didn't get it, and I took it personally. But I wasn't angry about it. I just wanted to put some light on it and see what people did with it, and see how how it happened and what happened, and what's happened is good. So it seems okay, you know.
Yeah. Right. We have done our last one. I mean, there is a couple that of games that's kind of left out there as well. Things like Rogan, the Thief in the Castle.
Oh yeah.
Another kind of story-based adventure mystery, clear knights' names in conspiracy type of adventure game. Looked very interesting, medieval type thing there. We didn't do Space Team Virtuality, did we?
No.
That looks odd. Going to alpha soon.
I mean, to be fair, like, I was trying to build this today, and I was thinking, God, I can't do everything. I mean, do you know what I mean? It seemed
there is so much, and then you got like let's see, Soulkeeper. I think we should come back to Soulkeeper VR another date.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and just to touch back on it as well, if you haven't already, jump in the Discord. If you check the video link, there's all the social links there. Jump in there. There is the VR link chat there. If you want us to talk about anything, Nat will be back soon. The days are fly by. I think he's got how many days? Well, he's got another like 82 days or something of not being on the show. But he is in the chat. And he's also on Twitch now. That's where he's doing his live streams. But then you can download the videos from Twitch, put them on YouTube. So he's still chucking out content. And yeah, man, just like, you know, he'll be back on soon. And I look forward to him coming back. Because I feel like he touched on it and then he left again. So that's a shame. So
yeah.
DJ, no information on Iron Man. I did reach out to the developers. I have actually spoke to them. Camouflage, I think it is. And yeah, we haven't got anywhere on that one. It seems to have just gone deadly quiet on Iron Man, actually, funny enough. Did you cut? Yeah, we did cover Battle Wake Shats. That looks fantastic. And go
back in time and see it, you know, 88 miles per hour and boom, back in time that way.
That's the one. Right, guys, thank you ever so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it, all of you, honestly. It's absolutely fantastic that you've come through. And some of you have been here for the full 3 hours and 20 minutes.
My beer ran empty. My beer ran empty.
Mate, I've had to use 2 lots of monkey shoulder to get through this. Do you know what I mean? So, right, onwards and upwards. We've got a week ahead of us of doing live streams and some video, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more done this week. I've been a bit lax this week.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, the other thing is coming this week is Vacation Simulator. But I've sort of looked around. I can't seem to find any actual...
Chats for the super chat.
Oh, was there a super chat? Thank you ever so much. Boy Brown become a patron as well. Wow. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
That's really good. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Shirts, man. Oh, it's so cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you ever so much. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. And with my roster, hopefully we'll be able to actually solidify the VR chat being on Sundays at a time where, you know, you'll know, you know what I mean? You'll be able to say, oh, yeah, 7 p.m., 7:30, the VR link could be on, which would be nice because then we can all get together. So, yeah, Salsa, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure as always.
Excellent. Cheers, man. Yeah, as I said, I mean, it does say Vacation Simulator coming to PSVR, but I've yet to see something solid on it. I'd love to see it. Do you know what I mean? I do obviously want to see it on PSVR as soon as possible because it's a great game. So yeah, thank you ever so much. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are. Or if you're in New Zealand, it's already Monday, so your weekend's already finished. So
you can't have everything, can you?
No, that's it, man. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.